All right, guys, here we go. We got part 2 of Destiny making his divorce into content. Gotta love it. Actually, give me 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, I just wanted to get my wedding ring. No, I feel bad. You know, it is weird though that so much of this is content. I think I saw something along the lines of like Melina might have been talking poorly about Destiny to people behind the scenes, and I think he might refer or respond to that or talk about that in this video. I think he posted another video today about addressing the gold. I don't know how far of a deep dive we want to get into this, but it's just, this whole situation is crazy. You know, I feel like there's got to be a way to not talk about everything on the internet about your relationship, Destiny. But you know what? I guess he figures he might as well make some money off of it. So let's get this party started.
Melina reaches out to me for the first time in like 10 days, okay? 12 days, okay? She has, because she's blocked me on everything. And now she's like, oh, we should talk. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. We hop into a call, and I think like the first thing I say is like, I'm irritated by a couple things.
Oh, he cliffhangered us, dude. He cliffhangered us, dude.
One thing I'm irritated about.
Yeah, me too. You just heard with his whole stomach.
Is that my ex-wife has reached out to a ton of people.
Oh, no.
At least 5 mutual friends have alerted me. I have no idea how many other are affected. Basically saying that I've lied about a ton of stuff and that I am abusive.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
Sign 12 super chatted $1.99. First time in stream. Destiny is a girl's name.
That's true. First and foremost, my question is that lied about a bunch of things. Is she referring to the weird video that he did talking about everything live? Because if that's what she's referring to, like he lied about a bunch of things, maybe you should just stop talking about your relationship, Destiny. I don't know. Anyway, you know, I wouldn't doubt that Destiny. I wouldn't doubt that Destiny is a little. I don't know if I'd say abusive, but I wouldn't doubt that he's a little bit of a suspicious character from Among Us. And the only reason I say that is not to be disparaging, but like we got this guy that's like 30-something years old. He's famous and rich on the internet. He makes tons of money, constantly inserting himself into drama and controversy. He's very smart. I'm not saying that he's not. But like, you know, he's already where he's at, and he doesn't need anybody to help him to move, or he doesn't need, you know what I mean? Like I could see him being a little bit bullish, being a little bit more like, hey, this is how things are, kind of. And I get it, you know, so I can see him being a little bit of an asshole. I guess that's what I would really say. I can see him being kind of an asshole. But yeah, whatever.
Where I guess abusive means I've lied before or cheated. That's like what abusive means now, okay. I guess, which is chill. You know, I'm cool with that.
I feel it though. I understand.
Sometimes we roll that abusive lifestyle.
Like everything is considered abuse now. It's not just like, oh, you're kind of an asshole, you know.
Yeah. That's it's a little bit annoying that every single person that Melina talks to, and then every single person Tim talks to, and then every single person that these two people talk to, are basically being told that I'm like an abuser and a liar, and just like all sorts of other like insanely unhinged
crazy
is
stuff.
A little bit, I'd say a little bit annoying.
Yeah,
that's one thing that's irritating.
Again, is this in reference to the fact that he's talking about it publicly, and so now Melina's getting like annoyed? Because that's what it made it seem like.
_Muncher_42 super chatted $3.28. Why does TTS say super chat instead of super chat and member when you joined Destiny's call that one time embarrassing? PS first time in the stream.
Okay, dude. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
And the second thing that's irritating is I don't like being called a liar. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have leaked anything the first time.
I've been, he's not a very good partner either. He says he goes off the edge when he's upset. Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like he said he's very independent and like jumps into his work of being like kind of a nerd, right? There, he's just like, actually, I'm just kidding. So he probably doesn't really do too much bonding with his partner, and it's probably upsetting to his partners. I get it. You know, he's probably not the greatest partner. I mean, but that's the thing is like, I'm sure they know this going into it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a surprise. Like, surprise, I'm not a very good partner, or surprise, I'm not very attentive. It's like, oh, wow, I'm really shocked. You know what I mean? It's like, why? That's not really shocking.
When I got upset, I probably shouldn't have, because I should have waited longer and typed out something more formal. I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why you call me a liar. Over
liar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff.
Does she actually weaponize therapy? Melina weaponizes everything.
Oh.
I remember we got into a fight in
I remember when you should not talk about this on the internet, dude. Stop. You need better boundaries.
Vegas. Because Tim was spamming her phone saying, if you want to raise kids, you can't do it in a poly relationship. Or with that American.
Who the fuck is Tim the fucking other edgelord or whatever?
Like just like random shit. And
Has to _muncher _42 became a member.
Thank you so much for the membership. Is Tim the little emo boy?
I'm just like, why are you arguing with this person about this? This is retarded.
Whoa!
And we got into a huge fight over this. And I remember one of the things she says to me in the fight, she's like, are you even on your meds today? Maybe that's why your mood is so like, damn.
Damn. Well, are you on your meds today, Destiny?
Well, you're going in. I don't think she meant it. I think she was trying to find shit like me, but
okay.
It was a good insult.
Yeah. I just don't think you should talk about something. I mean, like, I shouldn't react to it either, but I'm a fucking drama goblin, dude. I don't care.
Jesus.
Tim's his cuckoo. Who the fuck is that? It's meme ticks. Okay, Twinkie Tim. What?
Who do the mutual friends believe? So one of the issues, let me say this right now, okay? I need to organize thoughts, figure out what I want to say, what I don't want to say. Because I don't want to just like leak all the details of my relationship.
You've already leaked too many of the details of your relationship.
If for no other reason, because it's just dumb. And it makes everybody look bad, and it's just stupid. Like, I need to go over all of it.
Okay.
But just like a little update, I guess, on where my brain is at.
Okay.
Somebody asked, who do the mutual friends believe? I think prior to a few weeks ago, I think most of the mutual friends kind of believe Melina, because there's this like really irritating trend where, and listen, I say this to everybody, okay? If you don't believe me, okay, I don't know what I'm saying to you guys though, because you don't have access to these people. So if you don't believe me, go talk to other people, okay? And I have messaged people, I have asked people, do you feel this is accurate? Do you feel this is true? The issue is that, let me invent a story. This is truly invented. It didn't happen. There's no resemblance to reality here, okay? Let's say that like I'm sleeping and Mel comes into the bedroom and she has an air horn and she thinks it'd be a funny prank to like press the air horn, okay? Let's say that she does that and it wakes me up and I get so irritated. I wake up, I just slap her. I'm like,
that'd be terrible, but I'd get it, you know?
For a second, I'm like, sorry. And then she's upset and then I'm upset and we argue and then we separate, okay? Let's say this event happens, okay?
Okay.
The way that this would work, okay, this isn't like tongue-in-cheek, I'm completely making sense, but like, to demonstrate a point.
I'm starting to think
the way that this would work is, if I was complaining to a friend about Melina's behavior, this is what I would say, okay? I would say,
I'd say she came into the room unannounced, blew an air horn. I got startled. I pushed her a little bit in the face with my fist, you know?
Super upset. She woke me up with an air horn, okay? And it super triggered me, and I hit her, and I absolutely shouldn't have. That was stupid. I understand why Melina's upset, but like the air horn shit like triggered me, okay? But like, yeah, I mean, obviously I probably shouldn't hit her, right?
Okay.
This is how I tell basically every story involving me and Melina's problems to every single mutual friend, and has been for the history of our relationship.
Okay.
When Melina tells a story to a mutual friend, Melina will say, yesterday I played a harmless prank on Steve and he hit me for absolutely no reason. And I think he always like harbors these feelings against me. I don't know why the he would hit me. I don't even know if I feel safe here anymore. It's horrible.
Super chatted $11.82. I feel like a lot of this comes down to Destiny not accepting his job, which is stripping.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that. Dude, like, why are you talking? Listen, I'm going to be real with you. I don't think Destiny has the best judgment in the entire world. I don't think he's a very good judge of character. I think he's a really smart guy. And you might be like, well, that's not true. I mean, look at his relationships that have failed. Hassan, Vosh, Mr. Girl, Nick Fuentes, Sneeko, people he's made friends with, Myron Gaines, somebody who's told women that were raped that it's their fault they didn't pick a better guy, saying that he's like a sweetheart or whatever. It's like, you know, maybe don't talk about these publicly because maybe you're wrong. Maybe some parts of this are wrong. And maybe we don't need to know the specific details. I would like to believe, maybe I could be wrong, the most mature people that have been in bad relationships like myself will look at this Destiny and Melina thing and go, messy because they're probably two people who shouldn't have been together. Just because like it didn't work out, not because they're poly or whatever. And they had a bad relationship and it is what it is. And it's like, you know, I wonder how much of this was only happening because he constantly talks about it publicly. You know, I think it's time to just stop talking about it. It's just like, have a little boundaries here, you know?
That's how Melina tells stories. So for the history of our relationship, every single mutual friend will get like I try to give like the most balanced story I can. And then for Melina, it's like the most one-sided, unbelievable collection of facts. It's just like unreal.
If you dated a fellow streamer and they were saying shit, would you respond? Yeah, sure. Is that what happened with Melina? Because it sounded like it started with Destiny. That's my understanding, is that like he's like, I want to drop this manifesto, but I shouldn't, because Mel would never do anything like this to me, and she wouldn't do blah, blah, blah. And then after that, that seems to be the catalyst. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. Just the thought of like, or what Destiny was like, I want to drop it, was so unhinged. It's like, why would you want to drop a manifesto about your relationship? It's just crazy, you know? It's like... It's just like, stop talking about it. Stop talking about this shit, you know. But I'm gonna consume it because it makes me money, dude. If that's why he's doing, I mean, I guess I kind of get it. But still, it's like, damn, what are you doing?
So the problem is that when Melina goes and talks to mutual friends about things, and then I talk, Melina always sounds like the good guy, because like I'm trying my best to do both sides, and she's just dumping on me.
Dumping poop. I like poop. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's very annoying.
Okay.
Now that I've had like way more time, well, I say way more time, it's like 2 weeks or 10 days, 12 days. Now that I've had like more time out of things, and then I'm looking back on things, and then when I review things with friends, I can see that this like pattern has been so strong and so unbelievably like transparent in the different approaches to things, that it's just like...
I mean, maybe, you know, when I was with my ex...
Pass to _Muncher_42 super chatted $1.31. He's too much of a doormat, he gives too much leeway.
Destiny? Maybe. I don't know about that. Listen, I remember when I got out of my last relationship, it was very toxic. And after I got out of it, the spell wears off. And you're like, wow, the person I was with may have been like really poorly intentioned here, there, or the other thing. I didn't go on publicly to talk about it because it's private stuff. But then also, like, sometimes you just aren't going to realize the ways that you're wrong. You know what I mean? And at this point, I've accepted that it was a very toxic relationship where she did a lot of bad things to me. But you want to know what? There are things that I did bad too, and it is what it is. And I'm just happy to be moving on. And it's like, I don't know. Whatever. A lot of their friends turned their back on him because she poisoned the well. Do you think that that's true? Or do you think that maybe he's kind of an asshole in private? He's kind of an asshole in public, too. I'm just saying, like, if the people that know Destiny the best, like his friends, are like, yeah, this guy's kind of a scumbag. Maybe he is, you know? I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Because this doesn't make me dislike Destiny at all. I mean, I just think that, like, it'd be smart to not talk about it publicly if you don't have to, but whatever. But I mean, maybe he's a little more in the wrong. Maybe he wasn't sensitive to her feelings, or maybe he wasn't. You know, there might be a lot more. There might be. Again, I don't know. There are big events. Destiny might be right about every big event. Destiny might be wrong. Might be correct about every single large event. Like, let's say this scenario did happen where he hit Melina or something. You know. But then what about all the small events? What about like the times where it's just like these little things or little digs or just like little areas where, hey, can you give up a little bit of work to be around me and be like emotionally attentive and do this? And he's like, no. And like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of resentment harbors in different ways. Some people make huge mistakes, and then some people make big, infrequent mistakes, and then some people make frequent, small mistakes, and the resentment builds up. Like, we're never going to know because we're not in their house. So.
The most wacky shit in the world. Sorry, so today my shit was delayed.
And I don't even like Melina, by the way. I don't like women. I don't respect them. I don't think that they deserve platform. I'm just kidding. I don't really care for her. I don't really like her very much. Well, I don't dislike it. I'm neutral. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I'm saying, like, relationships are very complicated.
Like I said, has she done this with you about other people? Yes, Melina does this to everybody.
Oh, shit.
One of the things that I complained to the therapist about, I also make these complaints to Melina, but Melina never acknowledges any fault or wrongdoing with anything, which is frustrating. But one example of this was like Darius, for instance. Melina was 100% unequivocally wrong and exaggerated / lied about everything having to do with the Darius situation. But because it ended up in a place where she didn't like, she emotionally rewrote the entire history of their interactions to make it seem like Darius was like a clingy, abusive loser the entire time. I won't go into too many details of that because, like I said, I don't want to I have to figure out like which stories are relevant, like, because I don't want to do this whole like, oh, I'm spilling everything. I just want to have like this. I just want to fight two really widespread impressions that really bother the out of me. One is that like I'm this horrible, abusive.
Well, then I would just talk about those instead of bringing up the other stuff.
One-sided, terrible person that Melina like escaped. Okay, number one. And number two is I don't.
Somebody said I could see Destiny debate lording his sick wife on why she should take the garbage out. Stop. You guys are so silly.
Know how many people now have heard insane things about me behind the scenes now, because when I talk to some people and I'm like, have you heard this story? And they're like, yeah, isn't this when you did that, and that? And I'm like,
isn't this when you jolly posted on TikTok?
Is that all you heard about this? That drives me crazy.
Somebody do a jolly
And then
post
3, I don't like the fact
this.
now that Mel and Tim are on their streams, like basically saying I'm lying about things.
Oh, okay. So like, here's the thing. Lying. This is the thing, because now they're on their streams lying about things. What? And this is an honest question. I'm never gonna watch their streams. Is it that he's lying about things behind the scenes, or is it that he's lying about things as he makes content about it on his own stream? Because those are two very different things. If this is just them going off and like starting to talk shit about Destiny on their streams, like that's obviously like, I get why you'd respond. But if this is like something that's prompted because Destiny seems to be the one that's starting to talk about the relationship publicly first, my understanding, then it's like,
John Pono
maybe you
9
should have kept
super
this
chatted
private.
$9.99. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
For all the amazing content this year.
No problem.
Keep up the great work.
I appreciate that. I'll let all the people know whose content I watched. That my content's been amazing. Thank you.
Which is also driving me crazy. It's like, I'm not lying about it. Why would I lie about anything related to our lives that is so easily verifiable? I would be so stupid to tell lies.
Maybe he's not lying. Maybe it's just an incorrect interpretation. I don't know.
About these topics that you've told everybody about, because everybody knows them.
Everybody. King K
Tim is the
super chatted $1.96. Hey Papa, first time enjoying the stream.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your genuine first time here.
Text guy, whatever.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You do give off low-key abusive partner vibes. Yeah, I do that because of the way that I talk about my relationship and the way that I express myself on stream. The reality is I'm a complete pushover on every part of my fucking life. Well, no.
Well, I mean, listen, if that's true, Destiny, then you're a fucking pussy. Listen, I'm not trying to be an asshole. One of the problems that I've come to understand about myself is that if I don't date a strong partner, then I will unintentionally roll over people that I'm dating. So, like, I've dated pushovers before, and, like, a lot of them want to be passive, and I make more of the decisions and stuff, and sometimes that can just lead to not everybody being included, you know? I don't have that problem with my current wife. My only wife that I'll ever have. What the fuck, current wife? What the hell am I talking about? Because she will fuck me up. She'll push back very hard. So it's like, maybe you guys set better boundaries. Well, case in point, no? Sometimes you got to set better boundaries. You do. You have to be a little stronger, set better boundaries for your partner, or else they're gonna roll all over you. You don't want that to happen, man. You know.
But that's not true. Actually,
my wife said same here. She has the same problem.
I'm not anymore. I just was in my relationship, but that's done. Thank God. Okay. Holy shit. Would you say this is largely a Mel thing, or do you think this is a meme ticks guy thing? I don't know how much I'll get into that, but one thing I will say that minded me for a long time is I think almost every single initial read that I had of Melina was incredibly accurate, and I'm very upset that I let so many people push me off of what were
true. I mean, this guy does read people so well.
really strong gut feelings about
let's have chicken and waffles with a white supremacist
wife that I spent 5 years with. I know who this person is. I think Melina is incredibly intelligent. I don't think
nice,
I think that like the Tim guy, and we might get into this more. I think he is like an abuser or manipulator, but Melina has all the power in that relationship. And in retrospect, I see like how everything works, and everything makes so much more sense when I go back with like my initial gut feelings and everything. Now I understand everything. But in this other world where I have to say like, oh, like this is happening, blah blah blah. I have to like, I'm being very vague on everything. Sorry. I have to put together. Yeah, I'll put together more.
Stop putting stuff together.
I'll put together something to what I want to say on that.
Stop putting stuff together, Destiny. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
At least we got good Christmas content.
Has this shifted your perspective about the Bob 7 stuff at all now? No, Bob 7 was also a piece of shit. Who was talking mad shit about me behind the scenes. I don't even know to this day if I've ever publicly revealed why I knew he was talking so much shit about me, but it wasn't all through Melina. There was a lot of stuff that I knew he was saying about me behind the scenes. So it wasn't even all Melina.
I knew it. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah. Destiny, this is giving me I am such an empath vibes. Usually people who say they are pushovers.
That's funny. I like that Destiny's getting read a little bit because it's kind of true. I'm an empath. I know how you're feeling.
In a relationship are the ones doing the pushing. I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000,000%. And listen, by the end of the day, you don't believe any of the shit I'm saying, then go for it. Knock yourself out. I don't. Listen, yeah, believe what you want.
Pilots from Mars super chatted $5. Hey Papa,
hey, what up,
this is
brother?
the first time I have enjoyed the stream.
Okay, that one's mean. That one's just not nice. There's a difference between saying it first time.
Blossom super chatted $5. Hey Papa, first time enjoying
Thank
the
you.
stream. I've been here before, it's just
Why?
the first time I've enjoyed it.
What
Happy
the fuck?
Hanukkah, Papa Jewish dude.
Thanks. But why the fuck is everybody saying first time you've ever enjoyed the stream, all right? That meme is just mean. First time watching, that's fine. That's a fine meme. But first time enjoying the stream, dude, you guys are fucking rude. What the hell, dude?
Didn't we know the Bosnians? It was more than that. It was people that were never brought up even.
Papa Noel, baby.
Yeah. The thing that I'm trying to skirt the line right now on, because I know like a year from now,
Is gooning.
or actually a couple months from now, why did you let Darius get dragged if he wasn't lying about the Mel situation? Because it just wasn't. I usually don't intervene in other people's shit when it's personal because I don't want to drag like personal stuff. Like I argued with Mel behind
Why are you saying that you have a boundary, Destiny? What the fuck? I don't even believe that.
the scenes, and I think I talked to Darius behind the scenes. But when two people are fighting personally, like if Erudite and someone else, or like Nick and somebody else have a fight, like I'm not gonna sit here and bring out like the private, like, well, didn't you say this privately? That's just not my place to do it. It's not. I never feel like it's my place to do it.
A boundary? What the hell, Destiny? Is that new? Is this a new thing?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, dude?
I'm trying to think.
All right.
Does the therapist know about that trait, talking shit to other people and Mel? Yeah, of course. It was one of the huge things that would come up over and over and over again. But she always had like an excuse for everything.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think like where I want to, because there's just like one or two quick things. I wanna
Women,
remember.
am I right?
Like I'll probably do a more comprehensive thing. Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of it.
$1.47. Hi, Papa, first time stroking it to the stream.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Comprehensive thing. Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows that everything about this makes her look like a f***ing satanic demon. She knows.
Is that true? Or is that... Bro, I don't know. Is it that true? Or maybe because she has boundaries in Destiny. I mean, listen, it could be egg on my face a month from now when Destiny drops this unhinged manifesto. But also, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? What the fuck? What are you doing here? Why? Why are we putting together a manifesto? That's what it sounds like. I'm going to go into a comprehensive. Why? Why are we doing this?
Knows that. She's threatened it a million times. Like, I'm going to start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy because my reputation is already zero in regards to our relationship. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit. We want to start leaking shit. We can do it. She knows that she looks horrible, though. And her reputation has always been spotless insofar as, like, relationships.
Well, I think that just Destiny has nothing to lose. Like, she could come out and say, like, Destiny pushed her down the stairs, and I'd be like, yeah, I expect that from Destiny. I'll probably still watch his content. I know I'm an asshole for that. You know? I know I'm a fucking dickhead, but hey, like, I'm a fucking goblin, baby, you know? Yeah.
Like, she knows that. That's why her and Tim were like, wow, we're going to talk about it already. No, you're not. I'm going to say shit. You know you're not. Okay.
Kincaid Bradshaw
yeah.
super chat
I'm sorry. The only thing
$5.24. Hey, Papa. To clarify, this is the first time I have enjoyed the stream.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Signed 12.
Why are you guys donating money to tell me that you don't like me?
Hey, Papa.
What the fuck?
Last time in the stream.
Oh my
it's
God.
not me, it's you.
Okay, fuck you. You guys are just being rude at this point.
things that I want to do though is I want to make sure that like I don't want to be thought of as a liar. That irritates me.
Okay.
I don't like the idea that the impression is that like I'm an abusive person, and I want to give like a very broad accounting of like things that have happened because I don't like the impressions that exist with me like relating to a lot of this stuff. But what I have to like be careful about is I don't want it to be like I hate Melina, which I do by the way. That bitch. She has everything that's coming to her. Thank God.
Hey.
But I don't want it to be like
hey. I thought you didn't like God, dude. What the hell?
because I hate her, now we're leaking 6 hours of like our private life to make her look bad. That's not like my goal, and that's not even for her.
Has to underscore Muncher underscore 42
to,
super chatted $1.31. Hyperpar, first time gooning in the stream.
Incredible. This is why I'll never get a divorce. If I have to, one of us is just not gonna. You know what I'm saying. It's not gonna be a divorce. It's gonna be. One of us might not be hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, we're going down hard. All right, my wife knows the buy-in, and I know the buy-in too, dude. That's it.
It's just, it reflects more like me, and it's not like the character that, I don't think it's becoming of like high character. Yeah.
Become? What the fuck?
So I have to like sort through like what I want to,
John Pono 9 super chatted $4.99.
Yeah.
First time enjoying stroking to the stream.
Well, cool. I mean, I'm happy you're enjoying it. Stroking it. Cool stuff.
You said that Melina was scheming. Why did you want to briefly hold on to the relationship last week? So,
Because he was in love.
what am I looking for? God, just making sure I'm not like end up saying something I don't want to ever elaborate on later on.
with a girl. I am in love with a girl.
What happened over the last couple of days? So, fuck. What am I?
Yeah. Destiny, stop talking
Mfson
about
super chatted $5.
relationship.
Hey Papa,
Hey,
last
what's
time
up,
in the
What made you
stream
believe
it's
Melina over
not you,
Darius?
it's MV sign 12.
What the fuck? Okay.
When they had their drama, did you just take Melina straight face value? What? No, I never believe Melina. I didn't say shit about it publicly. I didn't shit to say. I let them fight over it. That was also their fight too.
Wait, what?
Face value. What made you believe Melina over Darius when they had their drama? Did you just take Melina straight face value? What? No, I never believe Melina. That's why I didn't say shit about it publicly. I didn't shit to say. I let them fight over it. That was also
I don't know. Listen, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I never believe Melina. Why? This is your wife, dude. What the fuck? Wouldn't you want? If you don't believe her over other people, why are you married to this woman? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are you doing? You don't respect your wife enough to believe her over stuff, and you think that she's always lies about everything. What the hell are you married her for?
$2.15.
Hey,
Hi Papa,
what's up,
first
dude?
time in the stream.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the money donations. I mean, listen,
Try
I'll take them, even though you're fucking with me.
$4.20.
I'll take the money if you're gonna fuck with me.
69th time watching the stream.
Nice.
also their fight too.
All right. I gotta limit the alerts.
Um,
I'll play them in another like 10 minutes, but there's so many I gotta get through the video too.
yeah, I want to. Yeah. Oh God, I shouldn't have said anything.
Oh,
no, I guess.
Oh, Destiny, what are you doing?
Basically, okay, so here's like, I'll give you this is like the really, really broad macro, and then I'll figure out how I want to like talk about this. Because it's probably, when I do this, it's going to be like an hour or at the most talk, and then I'm moving on from this, okay? This is going to be some huge back and forth fucking league war.
We'll just do more tomorrow, right?
But something that I've said is that for a long time, because of my background and everything, I try to assume all the responsibility for everything, because if there's a problem and I can't fix it, then I just say, okay. In some ways, it's really beneficial for work. In some ways, it's really not beneficial, like personal relationships, because sometimes it's hard for me to assign accountability, or it's hard for me to realize, like, okay, well, I'm putting in like 99% of the effort here, and they're putting in 1%. Like, I need more. This is not like a equitable.
I feel that. I had that issue with other relationships where I put in a lot of work, and then they didn't put in a lot of work. But the problem is that I'm a giver, and this is one of the things. I do a lot for my partner. And then I like don't necessarily expect anything in return, but I also do. It's so weird. And I won't do nice things for my partners even if they don't do, like, I'll still do nice things even if they don't do anything back. So I get into these like loops where I'm with people and I do nice things that aren't even necessarily asked of me, and then they get accustomed to it, and then they don't really return the favor, and then I get angry and resentful about that. But I didn't set a boundary. I don't have that. Again, I don't have that problem with my wife. She does a lot for me, so. But, like, again, part of that's a little bit of my fault. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're not appreciative, but it also, like, I'm setting up the standard that's, like, acceptable behavior. And it's, like, not setting proper boundaries of, like, you need to do X and Y and Z if, you know what I mean? Got to do that stuff.
Exchange of who's trying to make, like, a particular thing work. That was a huge problem that I ran into with Melina. The two things I was, like, balancing my head on trying to balance my head was either, like, Melina is, like, this really kind of, like, toxic, manipulative, like, piece of shit who's, like, super self-centered and is, like, actually about as smart as I thought she was, and is like really good at kind of like aiming in intelligent directions and being like manipulative and doing things like for reasons.
My nice things are like beyond. My wife's in the chat. What do you mean? What do I do? I just try to be nice. This way I can cover up the abuse that I engage. I'm just kidding. What do you mean?
That makes sense. Or on the other end, she's just like, she's still growing. She's like emotionally developing. Some other person is like kind of.
I mean, yeah, she's also only like 20 years old, right? I mean, that is a factor. You're dating somebody who's not fully developed yet. Like, I'm not saying she's not an adult. I'm just saying, like, that is a factor. So, yeah.
With her mind a lot and, like, confusing a lot of things.
Like,
and she just needs time to, like, sort stuff out. And she's just kind of, like, easy to take advantage of, or blah, 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 blah. So I was kind of, like, rotating between these two worlds. I think on December 7th, Melina and I had another conversation here. And that conversation ended horribly. Oh, I was beyond triggered. And I told her she had to pack her shit and get the fuck out. By the time I got home on the 9th, she needed to be gone with all of her shit. I didn't want to see her again. I needed her to get the fuck out.
That's freaked out, brother.
So that was the night that I started. I had a short conversation with her in DMs. One of the things I hate the most is that, like, Melina is so smart what she's trying to be, and I give her props for it. Okay, I am unhinged. Okay, that night on the 7th, I'm literally like, I'm off. Okay, I'm completely gone at the seams. And then
does Destiny have massive anger problems? Because I'm getting that idea that Destiny has huge anger. This is a problem I had in my last relationship. Or in general, I have anger problems. And so what happens is somebody will do something wrong to me, and I don't do anything about it. And that, because that's the way I learned to process my anger, which probably isn't very good, to just suppress it. And then somebody will do something to me, constantly poke, and then I will explode. So most people go from 0 and they go to 100. I go from 0 to 100 very quickly. I go from like 0 to 20, and then I go to like 100. So sometimes I go off the rails. I've never hit anybody, but I've like broken things. I've yelled. I've gotten like, I'm not proud of my behavior in any of those instances. And again, it's part of not setting boundaries correctly, where you aren't being emotionally reflective of your anger when you're angry, because you have anger problems and you're trying to deal with them in a way that's healthy. And then people don't realize how bad they're being to you. And then you explode. And it's weird because like that's how we all work, right? Like it's all feedback loops. It's like, you know, if you are going into a relationship and you do a certain amount, your partner might be like, this is what they like to do. I'm not going to complain about it. Or part of that is there might be a level of selfish. Of course, there's always a level of selfishness too, but so if you don't communicate your feelings, like I'm getting angry because you're not holding up your end of the bargain, they're going to be fucking confused when you fly off the handle. You know what I mean? You're gonna be fucking confused when you go off the handle. They're gonna be like, what the hell's going on here? I didn't think there was a problem. Because, you know, you're not setting boundaries, or you're not making it seem like a big enough deal when you're frustrated by something. You know? So I wonder if that's a factor. I think it is. Basically, fully providing for, okay, this is my wife saying. She said, I do too much. Basically, fully providing for a person without getting into details. LOL, you go beyond doing nice things and provide everything, which is lovely about you. You're so cute. I love you. Yeah. But I do those for like no reward. So, and that's why I think the problem has been like multiple relationships. I've been like, okay, you can quit your job and I'll take care of you for a while until you get back on your feet. And then I coddle them, and then like, oh, they turn into shitty people. Like, who would have fucking thought? Yeah.
And I start DMing her, and these are rough DMs. Okay, I'm like, you selfish piece of shit, blah 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 blah. And all of her responses to me are like really cold, pretty loving, in like a cold, detached way, very logical. And she's also like denying some things that like she's fessed up to in the past. And I'm just like, fuck you obviously don't, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm like, I remember thinking at the end of this conversation, like, this conversation looks unhinged. I look like a crazy person.
Probably.
But whatever. You know, we do that shit. I don't want to go to sleep because I don't even want to see her. And then I start like typing shit in chat, which I shouldn't have because I was stupid. I just start like typing shit, leak shit. I shouldn't be saying anything because I should take time to calm down and blah blah blah. And then afterwards, I fly off to where do I go? I go to LA to hang out with a friend, and then I do 2 shows.
Like a girl? That's I wonder. This is just a question. So it sounds like they got into a fight and he went off to LA to hang out with a friend. I wonder if he went to hang out with a friend because he was going to go have sex with another girl. And I could just be completely wrong. This is completely speculative, so take this with multiple grains of salt. But if they just got into a fight and because he mentioned that he will fly to different states and like just to fuck around with girls. Let's say they just got into a fight and then he decides to fly to another state and fuck a girl. How does that look? Even in an open relationship or some kind of a non-monogamous relationship, you don't have revenge sex with somebody. So when you're angry at the other, this is probably, if you want to do like a good boundaried open relationship, never have sex with another person. Or even talk to another person that's like a sexual interest when you're fighting with your partner. I think that's good. I don't think it's a very good habit to get into, because even, you know, because you either could be having sex with somebody as like almost spitefully, like, all right, fuck them, I don't need them, I can go have sex with this person. It's just not a good mental headspace to be in when you're in a fight, to be like, I don't need you. Like, I've never had the thought of I don't need my wife when I'm angry at her. I get angry, and we've gotten into big fights before. Like, we've gotten to big fights before. He has 2 shows planned out. Okay. I might be just completely wrong. I'm just why I said take it with a grain of salt. But we've had really bad fights before. I've never thought like I'm done with this woman, or I don't need her, or I don't this. Those are the thoughts that keep me going back to treating her better. Like, everybody gets into these like really bad headspaces, and my thought, like, we'll get really angry. And then I don't think like I don't need her. I think like I do need her, and I get angry about it, and I just get quiet, and I just like need to process my shit to myself for a few hours sometimes. And then afterwards, we'll come out and we'll talk about it, and sometimes I'll apologize. She never apologizes because my wife's an unhinged fucking goblin, but she does in her own way. No, but one of us might apologize, and you know, it's just all part of the processing information. I think that's one of the things that makes it hard to do an open relationship. Is like I feel like it's easier to say "fuck you," I don't need you. You know.
What am I doing? I'm doing Jubilee, and I'm doing that Whatever podcast.
Okay.
And while I'm there, I've got like, I think 2 days separation between us. At this point, for the first time in my life, now I'm soliciting feedback from a ton of people to try to like adjust like my priors and try to figure out like
That's also tough. Like you being that distant from somebody when you're in a fight. Like my wife and I try not to be distant from each other when you're in a fight. Like we try to force ourselves together.
what's going on, blah blah blah. At this point, I send like a huge apologetic message to Mel saying, "Listen, I shouldn't have leaked anything at all. I understand I make your life difficult right now. I'm being really unhinged." I think she had me blocked on all the socials at this point, so I passed the message through Nina. I'm like, listen, like I understand you can keep me blocked for as long as you need. If you want to reconnect or chat, we can like figure things out, or not, like whatever you're comfortable with. I understand, blah blah blah. That was like my message to her. Then I came back to the U.S. and then I had a meeting with Stacy, our therapist, because I'm trying to figure out, like, I can't tell if, because Melina always tells me, like, I love you, I'm trying to work on this, let's do what we can, blah, blah, blah. And then all of our mutual friends are like, oh no, Melina loves you, Melina really does, she's trying to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Man, a lot of the actions, like, they're really hard to believe. It's like, well, that's because you've been so mean to her. It's like, okay, well, she does, like, a lot of really shit. Like, yeah, but that's because of you. And it's like, okay, maybe, but, like, some of this is really hard to explain. Well, that's because of 5 years of trauma. It's like, okay, maybe, I guess, right? It's all good. So I talked to Stacy, and Stacy's like, yeah, like, you should aim for this outcome instead of, like, f***ing everything up and then doing this outcome. And I'm like, okay. I have, like, a 3-hour meeting with her. I have like a 2-hour call with a friend, and I have my shit ready to go. I already had the manifesto made. I've already got everything typed and ready to go. I typed it the night that on the 7th when I told you I already had everything put together.
That's probably.
And then I come home and I look at it. I'm like, okay, me. Take a deep breath. She's still your wife. Let's chill. And then I do the cuck stream. Okay, come on, and I say I shouldn't have leaked anything, which is true. I shouldn't have, because I wasn't like in the right headspace for it.
All right, so this motherfucker leaked everything first. So why is he surprised that Melina's... This is what I'm hearing here. Why is he surprised that she's like angry and like trying to leak stuff herself or whatever? Okay.
I say I shouldn't leak anything. We chill. Yeah, and I think I'm just basically apologetic. I leave the door open. You know, if Melina wants to connect again, that's fine, blah, 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 blah. And then I stop. And then we go stream, we do whatever. After this, I noticed a few passive-aggressive, I think, tweets or something from Melina. If you guys ever wonder why I have such good relationship advice, because I know every mistake to make, and I make all of them simultaneously. So obviously, I've created dummy social media accounts to follow everything, just to see what's going on. Obviously, okay, yeah, I know all the unhealthy tricks, okay, because I do them. Okay.
Yeah, thank God I deleted Twitter, honestly.
So yeah, I'm following to keep tabs on everything. Well, let's see what are we tweeting about, what are we storing about, and I see like a few. I see a few passive aggressive.
Yeah, that's true too. It's normal to vent, but it sounds like too many people know too many intimate details. Yeah, I agree with that. It's always good to have somebody to talk to if you need it and process, but it seems like they have... Why do all of their friends know about all of their drama? Like, honestly, my wife might vent to her mother or her brother about me, and it's usually... We don't have that many... We also don't have that many problems. We don't have, like, a whole lot going on. This situation seems, like, toxic as fuck. But like, you know, I might talk to... I may have talked to my mother about one or two. I don't even know. I mean, we don't have problems that are so huge, and a therapist is great, but like, why are you talking to your friends though? It makes sense to do a therapist because they're like paid to be unbiased. But it sounds like all their friends know all their fucking drama. I don't know. It seems like too many people know too much about... Too many people do too much of their fucking details.
So messages like, man, feels so good to be back in. You're like, okay, whatever, bitch. Okay.
Oh, spanker. I don't know what I'm saying.
But that's fine. I say my piece. It's whatever. We do my birthday party thing. I'm chilling. Okay. No happy birthday from Mel. It stings a little bit, but you know, maybe she doesn't remember my birthday. It's all good.
Doubtful, but okay.
And then I think I'm chilling. I'm okay at this
point.
Right,
that you know that she didn't forget her or didn't like remember your birthday. Like, you know that.
Right. I left Mel in a good spot. I go to stream. And I think we're just streaming. I've got like friends that are coming over. Everything's cool. And then we start rolling. And this is when I find out a lot of people start messaging me things. And then I'm getting like messages from things that she's saying to other people. And these messages are like, I'm so glad I got out of there. I never want to go back to this horrible blah, blah, blah. I realized how much of an abuser he is. And he was always like this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm seeing some of these messages. And this was in response to the cuck stream I did, where she was like, he shouldn't have even done anything. And I can't believe that he even went live again and tried to make everybody sympathetic for him. I'm like, the fuck? And
is the cuck stream when he went live and started talking about his divorce? Because like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have gone live and talked about your divorce. Like,
and after this shit, I started getting
like when I had like broke up my last relationship, I went on, like, I was in stream and I said, hey, I'm kind of sad because I just had like this thing, and that was it. Like, that's you shouldn't, like, you don't need to divulge this information. It's just a huge fucking boundary issue.
Like, okay, hold on. Do you remember when Sansa says to Littlefinger, she's like,
what the fuck?
She uses his game against him. She's like, sometimes when people, whatever, I like to play a little game or whatever to like assume the worst intentions. So then I like go back and like,
Bro,
okay.
This is like an epic Vosh moment. Like, I remember Vosh made this weird. It always stuck in my head. It was so insane. He's like, you remember when the superheroes? It's something like this. It's fucking old, so I don't think he's like this anymore. But he's like, you remember we watch the superhero movies and they're standing in the center of like 100 people with guns pointed at them and they don't hold a gun back? That's how society should be. Something along those lines. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you remember when Littlefinger? That's just so weird. Okay, whatever. I don't care.
Okay, let's pretend that like my original hunch on how Mel was moving for the past 2 months, what if that was like actually true? And then when I go back and I retrofit on everything, every single action that I thought she was doing for a particular reason, everything makes sense. I'm like, fuck me for letting every person talk me out of this initial assessment of things. Where then I realized like, I'm still being kind of vague. I'll figure out how much I want to say with this in a future thing. Sorry, I'm just getting to today. Past all of that. Once I see that now she's like reached out to God knows how many people, even the therapist. No, I'm not going to argue with my therapist. But yeah, once I see that she's reached out to God knows how many mutual friends, who the everybody in Sweden probably thinks I'm like an abusive, horrible piece of shit. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know. What do I do past this point? Let's see, that would have been 14th, 15th. What have we done the past few days? I think I just stream. I think I feel good again. I feel good after I see those messages. Oh, I remember what I do. I see those messages, and as soon as I see that, I think it was on the 13th, I'm like, okay, this, run to the attorney and I say divorce papers, print them up, and then I tell Mel, these need to be signed by Monday, end of day, or shit is going to get catastrophic. We're done. Sign the shit, give me the here. So that's what happens in the background for that. So we do papers are signed, notarized, all that shit, and then papers are filed, court accepted everything, and then the next, let's see. I'll say that today, Melina reaches out to me for the first time in like 10 days, okay? 12 days, okay? Because she's blocked me and everything. And now she's like, oh, we should talk. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. We hop into a call, and I think like the first thing I say is like, listen, if you want to argue or have a chat about anything, that's fine. However, one of the things that, okay, let me give this piece of advice to people, okay? And I fully admit I might just be really Death Note brained or debate brained or attorney brained or...
Bro, you're just fucking yapping, man. Why are we talking about this?
Internet drama brained, or I don't know, okay? So I'm giving you this warning, okay?
Definitely internet drama brain, I'll tell you that much.
I'm giving you this warning for this piece of advice, okay?
All right.
I'm so tired of my life of people weaponizing feeling statements against me, and I'm so fucking tired of friends both sides saying our disagreements, because a lot of the disagreements that me and Melina will have or have had historically are statements of fact. There's no room for disagreement here. And I hate how many people will say things like, well, I understand you said this, but she feels this way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're not arguing about a feeling right here. This is like a true or false fact. I don't understand how we're having a both sides perspective on this, okay? Record shit.
I don't know, maybe there's a lack of empathy when it comes to Destiny. I have no fucking idea.
Log shit, have shit. Don't let people do that to you, okay? Don't let, and I'm not even saying they're gaslighting. They're just trying to be understanding of both sides. But like, it is important to establish like a fact pattern before you develop like narratives and feelings and opinions of them. Okay, that's really important. I've gotten a lot better at that.
Bro, Destiny just seems like the kind of person that debates his wife. Listen, I will be honest with you. I'm a man, and I've had conversations with my wife where I do feel like she's not being very factual or very logical. Absolutely. And I believe in logic first too. But also, I've come to understand that sometimes, listen, I grew up with my mother was a man. My mother is a woman, but my mother is a man. I grew up with a mom who acted like a fucking man. So when I grew up, I thought men and women are exactly equal. Okay? Except they're easier to push. When I met my wife has all the same strong qualities as my mother, except for she's a woman. And I learned, like, holy fuck, women and men are very different. Not in bad ways, but in good ways. There's a lot of things that I've learned, like how to be more empathetic from my wife, that are incredible and invaluable. But they're different, and it takes a little bit of understanding for that. And so, like, yeah, there's times where I'm like, oh, this fucking bitch is crazy. But also sometimes you have to kind of understand that emotional feeling can matter. I don't know the specifics. All I'm saying is that, like, I think it's the difference between a man and a woman. sometimes they are more emotional, but sometimes those emotions are a profoundly positive thing. Like, for instance, I always talk about how, like, when it comes to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, I never used to, like, value that struggle ever when I was younger. I used to think that, like terrible things. Like, I'm not proud of the way I used to think. And then I met my wife. She's a behavioral specialist. You already know, blah, blah, blah. Licensed master of social work. And she taught me, like, true empathy. And I met these people. I'm like, wow, I was so profoundly wrong. In ways that are hard to articulate. It's hard to articulate the ways, everything, because sometimes you just have to experience a thing to learn. And I don't know if I can communicate what I learned exactly. And if you're not open to that, that could be a problem. Like, I respect my wife. So even if I'm frustrated or think that she's wrong, I'll still listen to what she has to say and value it 50-50. And, like, yeah, sometimes we will talk because, you know, sometimes she's being a little crazy, in my opinion. But I always value what she says. And I wonder if there's just, like, a disconnect there. I wonder if there's just, like, you have to be more factual. And it's like, well, sure, but also maybe she doesn't. Maybe you need to be a little more emotional. I know it sounds silly, and I can't articulate the entire thing. You have to date a woman that you respect. And listen, I'm sure guys are like this too, but as a man, you have to date a woman that you truly respect as an equal, and then listen to them say something that does not make any sense to you, and then try to get into their headspace, and then come from a place of understanding and going, oh, now I get it. I don't think I could ever communicate to you how that works, or, like, it's just not something you could teach. You have to, like, you have to find a woman you respect, and then you have to, like, understand where they're coming from. I can't teach it. I can't communicate it exactly or particularly well. I'm just saying that is what you'd have to do. Also, I need to fucking find a place to put this.
That, especially over the past 2 weeks. Holy shit. Well, in regards to my relationship. For everything else, obviously, I'm fine with this. But just in my relationship, I was, like, super blinders on for this. Yeah. But yeah, so basically, Melina reaches out to me. We have a call, and she basically tells me that I owe her for money for her apartment, and that if I want to do what's moral, because I made her leave the United States and pay to fly all of her shit back, that I should pay her like $100,000. And I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, just based on the way that this is working out, you have to want to understand. I wonder how quickly they got divorced after they decided to get divorced. Again, I'm grain of salt everything I'm saying. But like we were talking about before, is that sometimes it takes some thought about your relationship after it ends to understand how bad it was, which I was in there too. And I wonder if it sounds like, I could be wrong, Destiny said that they basically decided to get divorced very quickly, and maybe now afterwards she started to come down off of the relationship high and going like, wait a minute, Destiny was so much worse than I thought. By the way, doesn't mean that she wasn't a piece of shit too. This is the problem, is that as resentment builds, you start to act like pieces of shit to each other, and then you think that you're in the right, and then you're entitled to being a piece of shit, right? That's why you shouldn't be airing out relationship drama. And so I wonder where that comes from. It's like, no, actually, I deserve more. I'm entitled to more. You should give me more. I mean, I can kind of get it from that perspective, if I'm right. And I could be wrong. You know, I'm a big fat idiot. So.
And the way that this conversation starts is, this is the funniest thing. Initially, she'd sent this message through a mutual, and then I responded back, and I was like, oh no, maybe Tim can get a job, and you guys can, work for this money. Good luck.
That sounds super passive aggressive. Maybe you can get a fucking job and work for, which, by the way, based, but also
it's very passive aggressive. I admit that. I sent a really nasty message when she asked me for that. Just to be clear, it was.
I like that
hey.
He framed it. He's like, oh, maybe you just get a job, as if he was a nice guy. But that was passive aggressive, and he knew that it was too, so he had to admit it. Hey, maybe Tim can get a job.
Remember, you told me you don't care about the money, you don't care about my help, you don't care about me doing taxes, you don't care about any of that shit. All you want is somebody to cuddle with you for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, there you go. I got it. Good luck.
Yeah, it's definitely passive aggressive. I mean, bro, it sounds like Destiny needed to listen. It sounds like, and take it with a grain of salt, Destiny didn't respect Melina as much as, and that not respect. That doesn't mean that he disrespected her. But I mean, you have to respect the feeling that you need more intimacy. If you want to be in a healthy relationship, open or not, you need to sacrifice your own personal time to hang out with your girlfriend or your partner. You just have to. You have to concede. Listen, let me just explain something to you. And I understand he's a workaholic, blah, 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 blah. That's what life is about. You have new relationships with women, your own children. Make sure you have to allocate a certain amount of time to all these people. The past week has been me running around with my wife doing things that she can do by herself because it makes my wife happy. And I actually learned to enjoy the time a lot of spending time with my wife and doing that stuff. Now, understandably so, I don't have as large of a platform. I'm not known for doing anywhere near the research Destiny does. But then also sometimes Destiny will go on stream and then he'll just jack off and play some fucking video games and not necessarily do something like super big, or he'll clip or he'll farm additional content for his secondary channels. And it's like the reality is like you can find time when you know that there's a low content period to take a break and give a couple hours to your wife. So it's not like a lot, like relationships are hard. You know, everybody's like, oh, you know, even I busted chops about how like, oh, it probably felt because it was open. Intimacy is huge. You know, I don't think a marriage is for Destiny. That might be true. He might just not be a marriage guy. He might not be a marriage guy till he's like 40. You know, but you have to sacrifice some of your personal time. You have to put more effort. Relationship is a job, like, and it can be an amazing job. But, you know, you can't just be like, well, I'm busy. I have work. You set your own schedule. You can be more malleable in your job. If you can leave to go and do whatever podcast in a different state for a couple days and do less content for your, you know, and just to do that as your content, you can take an hour out of your day to just cuddle with Melina. Put your phone down and not be obsessed with the internet. Because here's one thing I don't think that we're factoring. Destiny is obsessed with Twitter. So this is probably the alone time with Melina. Yeah. Yep. I hear what you're saying. Yep. This fucking R slur. Ah, these fucking N words. These freaking. These fucking people. You know, I'm just being a little silly with that, but you know what I mean. He's probably all the alone time with Melina is probably on his phone. That's not alone time. My wife yells at me and says, "Get off your phone," because I have a problem with it too. I'm on TikTok, just scrolling through there. And a lot of times when I'm on TikTok, I'm scrolling through to find something that I can talk about on stream. You know? But it's like, put the fucking phone down. It's huge. Like, being obsessed with the internet, being on Twitter. Let me tell you, deleting Twitter was amazing for my mental health and my relationship. You get so fucking Twitter-brained. So...
Look, figure it out. I'm sure you guys will. Power of love will, you know, help you with your paperwork. 100%. Okay, because that's the only thing that matters. Remember, it's the only thing that matters in life. I was super passive aggressive in that message, but then when the call starts, Melina's like, this call starts. She's like, I just want to know where you're at, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I want to know where you're at because of that message you sent 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, well, I'm at the message that I sent 1 hour ago, and yeah, we argue for a bit about this, and then it's just like a 40-minute call of. And now that I've like grown into like Neo when it comes to our relationship, now I can see like every single lie and every single like pivot and every single attempt, like every single thing. I'm like, well, do you have a log for that? Or can you prove that? Or can you show that this happened? Because I have a whole bunch of stuff that says the exact opposite. And it was just like lie after lie after lie for things that I've let her lie about in our entire relationship that drive me insane. Yeah, and I felt.
Why'd you let her lie? Like, you know, like, again, a boundary issue. You know,
good. It felt good to pick the bullets out of the air. Again, I'm not gonna like dive into like everything, but I'll say, for instance, one thing, because this was kind of public already. Something that I've said about Melina is that Melina emotionally rewrites everything. So, for instance, now when she talks to people about me, I've always been an abuser. I've always been a horrible person. Blah 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 blah. She emotionally rewrites the history with everybody based on her current state, or she'll rewrite the facts based on her current emotional state. So one of the things Melina starts telling me is like,
okay, but here's the problem I have with what he's saying. And again, he could be. Listen. I'm pushing hard because like he's the one divulging information. Earlier in the conversation, he said that he intentionally avoided some red flags because he wanted to look at the best intentions that she had going into like in the relationship. So when she did a thing, he was like, no, I get it. But now he looks back and he's like, it all makes sense. It was never this. It was actually because she's a bad person. So this is fundamentally what's happening. An event happens, he interprets it positively, and now that they're broken up, he interprets it negatively. If we look at Melina objectively, an event happens, she used to look at it positively, now that they're divorced, she's looking at it negatively. They're both engaging in the same behavior of having an experience, good faithing that experience because they're with somebody, and then afterwards, bad faithing it because now there are other pieces to the puzzle that they're connecting because the marriage high is over. I'm going to call it the marriage high. I'm not saying that she's not doing emotional rewriting, but also how do you know that Destiny's not emotionally rewriting? Or how do you know that she's just not realizing something, just like Destiny's saying that he's realizing something? They're engaging in the exact same fucking predictable divorce behavior or relationship breakup behavior of an event happening, them trying to be good faith about it, and then afterwards, them being like, oh, wait, actually, it was worse than possible. You know, I'm just saying, you're probably both doing it in different degrees. You know? And there's probably a level of resentment associated with it, too, from both parties.
You owe me this because I abandoned all of my stuff in Sweden for you. And it's not fair that, like, I moved to the US and gave up so much and I abandoned so much in Sweden for you. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You abandoned New Zealand for me.
Oh,
and she's like, no, I abandoned Sweden. I couldn't go back after I blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
well, didn't she just, like, constantly chase relationships in different areas?
No, you hated Sweden and you abandoned New Zealand. And I know this. And then I start pulling logs from the first year of our relationship, because the first year or two of our relationship, all of the fighting was over her not wanting to leave New Zealand and hating Sweden and then having to come to the United States.
Sounds like you.
And there were so many logs of that. There were even logs when she went back to Sweden. She's like, I hate it here. I hate Sweden. It's such a horrible place. And then when we would fight, she'd be like, I can't believe you pulled me away from my dream place of New Zealand. And she's like, well, that's not true. I married you so that we could be together in the United States. I was like, Melina, you were engaged to a guy in New Zealand 2 weeks after you went down there. Okay. Everybody thinks that, like, I cocked her out of Max or whatever. Melina was.
Bro, why the fuck? That's like the biggest red flag ever, is that you married somebody who was about to get married to somebody else. They both seem so emotionally unstable. This woman is so unstable. She was getting engaged to people 2 weeks after she met them. You know what I think about that? What? You should marry that girl. Marry the fuck out of her. Yeah, that's smart. Of course, that's a fucking amazing idea. What the fuck?
Engaged to another guy. And then she also was dating Max. There's a whole other guy that was involved there. I don't know if he ever gets brought up, by the way, but whatever, run with your assumptions. But yeah, I was like, Melina, you got engaged with this guy immediately so you could live in New Zealand forever. That's what we always thought about. And she was trying to say that, like, yeah, you pulled me away. So like, bro, you never liked Sweden. You're like, this is a new thing that you've decided because now you've got like a new group of friends in Sweden, and now you're going to say that, like, you've loved Sweden the whole time, and like, blah, 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 blah. But that's like, yeah, that was just like one example. It was like 45 minutes of her trying to lie. I would say probably gaslight. I think it's accurate here. She's trying to make me misremember events so that she can manipulate it for her purpose, so that she can, like, win an argument. But I'm just like, at every point, I'm like, well, do you have a log for this? Well, can you show me this? Do you have any proof for this? Because I've got a bunch.
Do you have a fucking log for this, dude? This is just so fucking unhinged.
Can you fucking prove this to me in a court of law?
So toxic relationship quality, sometimes you just got to give up the win. And I know that they're at like a divorce point at this point, but like, I imagine this is a behavior going on the entire time. Destiny, you made me feel really bad when you said something before. Can you pull up the fucking logs, Melina? Can you pull the fucking logs up when I said this? You idiot! No, I can't. All right, so it didn't happen. It's like, fuck. Bro, sometimes you just have to give up. Sometimes you just have to be wrong when you're right. Again, you're only really going to understand once you're in love with somebody you truly, like, you're in love with somebody and you're in there with them, but...
So this is the opposite. And then we've got a third party in the call, and she's like, well, what do you think about this? Like, shut up, Steven. Don't shut up. Shut the fuck up. And obviously the other third party is like, well, I don't know. Like, Melina, do you have like a log or anything else or whatever? And then Melina's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Clearly he's made up his mind. And I'm like, okay. She says it like 50 times. I don't want to talk about this anymore. This is clearly over. And I'm like, okay. Jesus
that could
Christ.
be her conceding and like basically admitting defeat, or it could be her like legitimately just not wanting to bother talking about it anymore because she's just so frustrated and she doesn't care. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've had issues like that with my wife too.
Unreal. Unbelievable shit.
Yeah, I actually have a stenographer who is around at all times to play back everything that I've said to my wife. This way she can't. I honestly probably could use that because my wife will remember shit that is just so irrelevant. It's like, God damn it, from like 3 years ago. Remember when this happened? I don't care. It happened 3 years ago. Stop.
What was I thinking of? Yeah. And then her conversation is like unhinged. This is why she's like, you surround yourself with people that just suck up to you all day, and nobody challenges you on anything. And
that's a little bit true. I know it's not 100% true, but there's a level of truth to that. There are, and this is just a fundamental problem with trying to make friends. Destiny's a huge content creator, and he's made it like he's a big content creator. So people are obviously going to associate with him just so that they can be part of the content, and they're not going to necessarily always express the exact way that they feel. If they want to be friendly with him. I'm not saying that it's all, one-to-one, but you get my sense. But that still probably exists.
And you're emotionally stunted child, and you don't understand how any blah, blah, blah. And like, even Stacey says this about you. Even she has said that, like, you're a horrible person. She knows that I'm right about everything. But I'm like,
why does
no.
Stacey know that? Is that the therapist?
Good one, Chief. was like, Jesus. But anyway, that was today.
Cool. Still a lot more of this left.
Christ. Why does she need the money? That'll probably never come up because that's just not my place to say. But hopefully the other guy can go get a job and they can work and be happy. And yeah, I explained the best. Okay. Is your money safe? Yeah, my shit is fine. Paperwork's already filed with the court. Even if it wasn't, even if she wanted to fight for it, which I can't imagine she would. I live in Florida. It's a low cost, or not low cost. It's a short-term marriage, less than 10 years. And Florida's laws are already disfavorable towards short-term marriages. Plus, you hit him with the infidelity thing. Plus, she didn't make any sacrifices to her career. We don't have any joint assets.
What infidelity thing would they make? Aren't they like? Is that? I guess what is infidelity defined? Shit. Wait, we can see in camo. What the fuck? Oh, okay. What infidelity thing is? An action say being unfaithful to a spouse. Oh, okay. So I guess you define like faithful in the traditional sense. Okay, whatever.
It's going to be kids. Like the likelihood of like, even if she wanted to fight and like splurge like 50K for a lawyer, there's just not much there. I already called and consulted with 3 different lawyers prior to doing anything to make sure that like, do you think that like blah, blah, blah? And she's like, no, she's still been working. She's earned more money over and over again, but like there's no shot. Yeah. But.
Okay.
Are you still getting paid back for the tax stuff? Despite everybody telling me one thing, I do trust my gut sometimes. The day before we went into therapy, I had like a 15-page document that I made to get ready for therapy to go over everything. But the morning of, I was like, let's go to the bank and get my money back. Because I don't think this is going to help. I was so right on that. Thank God. Fucking Christ. Oh. So I got my money back.
Okay. A lot of saliva going on there. But okay.
I was like, I broke a famous TikToker. Don't they at least get high-paying sponsors and brand deals? Maybe. But the problem is he was famous like a year or two ago, and 10-year-olds don't have the most disposable income, so.
True that. True that, sucker.
Yeah, but I think that's all I got for now. I think we're good for now.
All right. Thank God this video's only got an hour left of it.
There's no way you drove to the bank to get your money back for a therapy session? Correct. We walked.
Okay.
What about the meme tick streams in Swedish? I think that he just streamed and he said that like there were lies about the logs that I released. Oh, okay. I'll say this much too, because that came up in the comment today. Because I was curious, like, why are you telling people that I'm lying about things? Because you've been lying about everything. I'm like, okay, both of us have known. It's like standing in an elevator with one other person and farting and saying you did it. Like, what do you think I'm lying about? And Melina's argument was that I lied about paying for rent for her other boyfriend that she moved in without telling me. And she wouldn't let me explain anything because she just kept screaming at me. I was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. So technically, Melina is correct in that. And technically, you could say that that's a lie. I didn't actually pay for that apartment. But I'm pretty sure what I even said.
Oh, yeah, let me play the alert. Sorry, guys. Let's do it.
Sign 12 super chatted $4.99.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Imagine being his grandkids in his lap watching his stream clips instead of photo book, and this was the time I made a manifesto about my ex-bitch wife. Theodore
true.
super chatted $1.99. Show feet boot to bust.
Show feet about the bust. Incredible stuff. I appreciate that. Jesus Christ.
/ super chatted $6.45.
Nice.
Momagat, can you dress Papa as a dress queen? Much love.
Like a drag queen? Okay, I gotta ask her.
I think when I was leaking logs in chat was, I'm talking about the fungibility of money. What I'm saying is that, and I think I might have even said this in chat, is that if Melina lives in America for free, and I pay for everything here, and then Melina goes to Sweden and she uses her money to pay for another person to live with her, well, it kind of feels like I'm paying for that guy. That's kind of the feeling that I got because of the fungibility of money.
Fungibility.
I'm pretty sure I even said that as much in the chat logs, but she was like, you lied about it.
Yeah, it's like when you give somebody, you're like, oh, I don't want to give somebody $50 because I don't want them to spend it on crack, so I'm going to go get a $50 gift card for Stop and Shop or something, or a supermarket instead. But it's like, you're still giving them $50, so they still have $50 more for crack because now they don't have to spend $50 on food. That's what I believe he's talking about when he talks about the fungibility of money.
About that, probably to try to make it sound like I lied about everything.
So is she trying to make something out of this divorce to get some money from Destiny in private civil court since there's a prenup? I don't think that there is a prenup. I think there's a postnuptial. I'm probably wrong. What I think is happening is that they had a very quick downfall to the point, like they've always been probably turbulent, but they got to a point where they went from thoughts of divorce to divorce very quickly. And Melina and Destiny were both in, especially her, probably is in the mindset of like, I don't want anything and I don't need anything from you, because she doesn't realize how much Destiny has given her financially. So they got this divorce. She probably got almost, or not very much. That's why she's asking for money. And then now that like the divorce haze is over, she's like, oh shit, like actually I did need money, and she should get probably should get something out of the divorce. You know, you get married if you're gonna be dumb enough to get married. I mean, yeah, you know, not 50-50, but I think that it sounds like they kind of expedited the divorce, and that's led Melina to not like actually pursue anything. But now she's like, oh shit, you know, she probably should have consulted somebody first.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I think yeah, I think that's like about. I think that's like all I want to say.
Are you sure?
Oh, I see meme ticks in chat. What's up, buddy? Oh, you might be watching me right now. How's it going? I'm trying to be as respectful as I can as a human being. Okay, it's hard. It's a hard. It's a hard.
It's a hard R.
I'm Vyvanse out. That's the real reason. Thank God for these ADHD drugs. Because if I wasn't on Vyvanse, oh man, dude, that manifesto I put together like a week and a half ago, that was some spicy shit. I would have filled that shit the fuck out. It would have gone hard. I'm chilling, just trying to like be a chill guy, figure my shit out. Okay. You said you'd be okay expressing things that are big changes you want in a relationship. Would you still be okay sharing it? No, because it's all like really gay shit. Like every boundary, every new thing that I had is like stuff that's like so embarrassing to enunciate. I don't even know if I would ever say it with a new partner. Like one of the boundaries that I had set was that like it cannot be that you can never relationship dump or vent every one of our problems onto a mutual friend ever again. That was like one of the new boundaries. It's like I don't even want to say that. That's embarrassing. I shouldn't even have to say that. It's just like embarrassing to say.
What's
I
the
remember like
boundary?
3 or 4 weeks ago when I was trying to write out like, okay,
His boundaries just likes to goon sometimes. He's a gooner. What was that?
well, if I continue my relationship with Mel, like what are the boundaries that have to change going forward? And I was trying to like write these things down. There was a friend that I was talking that I spoke with a lot on this, and as we were writing these down, she like slapped me, okay, as I'm like through like boundary 2. She's like, this is like the dumbest shit I've ever seen you write in my entire life. And I was like, and then she's
You're
like,
sitting down with a friend, writing down what boundaries you want to have in your relationship. Is this normal? I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Is this fucking normal to sit down with a friend and like explicitly write boundaries you want in your next relationship? Is this maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It doesn't seem very normal. This whole thing just seems so fucking weird. Okay.
it's like write these like you were suggesting to somebody else. I'm like, okay, you're right. Because yeah, the leeway that I'm giving is like so stupid.
Mr. Girl says this vague posting is blackmail. What does that mean?
But yeah, dumb. Destiny, you said, normally I don't care about money, but after realizing that she had let that jobless loser move in her apartment for free without telling me, I felt really annoyed paying anything for her because I was basically subsidizing this toxic. Oh, thanks. True. Okay, I did say that. Shouldn't doubt my original statements. True. Okay. My initial worry was that like initially I thought that I'd fucked everything up way too much on all the relationship stuff and it was all my fault. I fucked it. That felt pretty bad. Then I felt like, well, I feel like I'm losing my partner to like clearly like.
Oh, shit like this just makes me so happy. I significantly like tried to reduce my presence in online communities because this is so fucking weird. Like I love being, I listen, I love drama and I like talking about it. And I appreciate looking at this. This makes me feel 0% different about Destiny or Melina. You know, because I think I've already identified their fucking terminal online, but it's just like this is so bizarre. Like this is so fucking strange. This is very strange. It's like I wouldn't want to become like this. I don't know, sitting down, explicitly writing out boundaries with one of your friends for your next relationship. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know.
Like manipulative, abusive, toxic person. That felt really bad.
Mr. Girl is saying that Destiny is hinting at a manifesto and leaking future details in order to scare Melina into shutting up. I mean, it's possible. That's possible. It's also possible that Destiny just can't shut the fuck up about stuff, and he just like listen to me. Maybe that is part of it. I hate Mr. Girl. He's a scum piece of fucking manipulative garbage. So maybe he is right. I don't know. Maybe he identifies, or maybe he's projecting onto Destiny. My projection onto Destiny is he's excited. I'm fucking excited about Christmas that I'm doing this year for my wife. And like it's something I want to talk about. I get very impulsive. I want to talk about things or do things consistently. And I feel like that's it. He's like, he wrote this manifesto. He's excited. He feels like he's in the right. He feels like, fuck it, I want to just release this. And he's like, I'm excited. He keeps talking about it because he's like a fucking annoying kid that like loves a specific lollipop. He's like, this week my dad's going to bring me to the lollipop store. This week my dad's going to bring me to the lollipop store. This week my dad's going to bring me to the lollipop store. And you just can't shut the fuck up about it. You know, that's what I interpret it more as, is like, my dad's going to bring me to get lollipops this week. I could be wrong. I just think he just can't just shut the fuck up. Like, just shut up. So.
And then as I started to reflect more, I'm like, wait a second. I feel like I'm like stuck in like this insanely
or
toxic.
maybe am I going to lose this? I'm going to come. Or maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I'm just saying that's what it seems more like to me.
One-sided, stupid, crazy, fucking wild show. And then when I started to go through like situation after situation after situation after situation after situation after situation with other friends, I'm like, this is fucking wild. And then past that, I was like, well, hold on. this is retarded. I can do so much better than this.
Dude!
And then that's when I realized, I'm like, because then I take stock in the rest of my life. I take stock in my friendships, my hookups, my everything else. I'm like, everything else is going so exceedingly well. This is like one source of like insane drama and tension and misery for my life. That at that point, it actually feels fine, I think. Yeah, I can like bounce. Yeah. So I actually feel that when I said over the past like week or two, where I'm like, I feel fine. I wasn't like coping or lying or like trying to mask. I legitimately
How the fuck does Mr. Girl even making content anymore? Isn't that guy banned or something? I thought he was banned.
do feel fine because I'm like past this, like the idea that I can like go out at night. I don't have to worry about like if I don't text somebody overnight, they're gonna lie and say I ghosted them for 5 days and tell everybody that I'm like being abusive. I don't have to worry about like did I tell somebody like the right information about a person ahead of time, or else they're gonna say it's cheating if I told them like something different. Like there's just like it's like,
Is this
Okay.
is this Mr. Girl talking to Melina? Fuck is? Oh, he's still making weird content. I guess he. Oh, is this YouTube back? Oh nope. I don't know why he puts it in there. I guess he's on Rumble. Okay. Sure.
it's just like so simple in terms of navigating my life right now that I don't have to worry about like getting in trouble or getting screamed at or having like 50 million retarded fucking things happen.
Stop it! Stop
yeah.
using the slur, dude. It's making me so sad. Hey, I don't like that slur against people in the IDD community. Just because you have to take medication for your ADHD doesn't mean that you identify with the intense struggles of high support needed individuals in the intellectual and developmentally disabled community. Stop it, dude. You're making me so sad right now.
Last week you said you'd be open to getting back together. Is that still an option? Probably the only way I would consider getting back together is if Melina comes to me with a medical slip showing that she got a lobotomy, and then I would consider it.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Okay. He's such a goblin, dude. Is goblin.
Yeah. Bring up the suicide riz. Sadly, I only used regular riz. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where my character is at right now. Hold on. I'm not getting baited. I'm not gonna get baited. I'm not gonna get set up. I do the setup now. Okay. I do the setups now.
All right, cool.
I'm in control again. All right.
That's cool. It's handsome of you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool beans, man.
How did it take you 3 years to realize all of this?
Oh, that's an old interview? Oh, okay. He just re-uploaded that recently? It looked like it was from 8 days ago. Oh, maybe he re-uploaded that clip recently to try to make it... Or maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. Never mind.
I think it was just the initial problem. I think I guess if you vibe with this problem, the reason why I don't like talking about this problem though is because somebody in chat said this correctly, and it is true. Most of the people that say this are the exact opposite. Melina did this a lot. When somebody's like, I give so much to everybody around me, I'm taking care of other people all the time. I wish somebody would just like take care of me for once and blah 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 blah. 99% of the time people say shit like this, they're like, you are the energy vampire in the room. Okay, everybody is falling into the black hole of your energy sucking. Okay, like it's really annoying to hear people say that. But yeah, I would say that my issue was my biggest.
She does. Maybe she gives a lot, but she doesn't set a boundary to get a return on it. So she thinks, you know what I mean? Like we talked about that whole thing before. You know.
Issue in my prior relationship, and this is 100% my fault. And actually, I did do this a lot in public relationships, so I've gotten better about it, is the boundary setting, where if there's an issue, I just assume that it's always my fault, and then if they make a mistake, I assume that it's still my fault because they made a mistake because of something I did.
It's not really okay.
And then I'll give like infinite allowance for my partner to make infinite mistakes, and then I just assume that all of them are my fault because yeah. To be fair, like Mel also drilled that into my head a lot, and all of our mutual friends drilled that into my head.
If that's a real thing you do, that's a you problem. No.
Steven, she's traumatized because you did this. Steven, of course she feels this way because 4 years ago you did this. Well, of course she's going to say that. 3 years ago this happened. Well, of course she still feels this way. 5 years ago you did this. And I'm like, me, maybe, yeah. Maybe like the 400th mutual friend that Melina has dumped our entire relationship to that now doesn't want to be friends with me anymore. Maybe this is also my fault. Yeah, maybe.
Well, it sounds like Destiny did a lot of fucked up shit in the beginning of their relationship. Some people just don't live it down. Like, you know, some people just don't live it down. I don't know what to tell you. You know, okay. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all it is. And sometimes you just holding on to something. You should just leave if you don't like it. Listen, when my wife and I first got together, like I was in like a poly relationship, and it was a lot for her to deal with, and like, so there are still some things from that aspect of the relationship that like might leave, that might dictate some of her behaviors now. You know, like she's a little possessive and stuff. And I know where it comes from, and that's okay. I know why, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? But like, if you acknowledge that there's something that happened, like you can't just be like, well, get over it. Sometimes you just don't get over stuff like that. I don't know. Like maybe you did like a really fucked up thing, and she's just not going to get over it. You know, it's interesting when you're in a relationship and you feel like there's an expiration date on a thing that you did wrong, and the other person doesn't. Like that is just going to be two different interpretations of an event. Because then again, if you respect your partner equally, you will respect that thing, even if it's frustrating to you, it still holds valid weight to them. So
every single thing, like that's like the cycle I was in, which feels retarded. And I should say this humblingly or arrogantly, I guess. I should be smarter than this. Yeah, but now that I'm out of it and I look back in retrospect, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, why the fuck? Yeah, but yeah.
I'm just gonna go with this, bro. I'm gonna go with this, boy.
Are you gonna let that meme ticks guy trash talk you in your chat? Listen, meme ticks is the one that's sitting next to the atomic bomb right now. So, listen, I got a ton of healthy friendships and relationships in my life right now, and every single person that Melina's ended up walking away from, she has demonized the fuck out of to every single person in her life, including people that never deserved it, which is the vast majority of people in my life, including Eris, including Darius, including Vera, including at one point in time, I don't know, basically every mutual friend that I've ever had that has stopped showing up on stream. Yeah. So listen, Godspeed. Are you ever gonna go on people like Brittany that bought that one-sided shit hard? No, I don't care.
Oh, Brittany's talking shit about you, dude. I think they're talking about Brittany Simon. She's in my chat.
Oh shit.
Reminder. This is from Brittany, by the way. Reminder that last year he literally almost left the marriage for someone else, but they left him before he could leave Melina. So why is he acting like these things don't impact our marriage? Oh, is that real? Dude, I have such a low expectation of Destiny. I don't even care, but that is funny. Sorry, I know this is fucked up. I look at it through like this is just like a fucking a thing to me. I don't know if that's true, man. Destiny, listen. Here's one thing. Okay, here's one thing to take solace with. This is a beautiful thing someone said to me once. Sometimes, even if you're right, it's not always worth convincing someone else that you are right. Because if you are able to convince them you're correct, that just means that they will have a growth moment that will make them happier in the long run. So if you feel like you're right about something and somebody's not taking your advice, understand that all you're doing is helping them if you convince them. So sometimes it's not worth the effort. I don't know if it's true or not. Brittany Simon is a historical liar. She brings on... She always has OnlyFans girls on her fucking podcast. I don't ever watch it. Silently in my room. My pants off. I don't look at those OnlyFans girls. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Listen, I don't know the specifics. She could very well be right. She may be. She's not. I don't know. I tend to believe Brittany in general, but also like I'm not exactly high investment into this. Take it with a grain of salt. I just like to take everything with a grain of salt. You know what
I mean? Nuke me, bro. You have Nuthin. Well, if you're inviting it.
All I know is I'm doing all right, and I'm a happy guy. I'm a pretty happy guy.
No. Nah. I have to think about like everything that I want to put in. I'll do one meme, okay? We'll do one meme, and then I have to think about like what I want to talk about, what I don't want to talk
about. All right. By the way, we were about 15 minutes after he said that he has nothing else to talk about, and there's still another 40 minutes still after this. So
talk about, okay. No, fuck.
The alerts are back on, by the way, guys. If you want to give me money, just kidding.
No, fuck. I know I shouldn't, because I know there are things that if they make any statements at all, they're gonna lie about, and I think I want to let them lie first. So I'm not gonna say anything. I'm sorry. We'll just chill, because I don't know why. I don't know how this happens. Everybody that gets close to me, including Melina, they always think I'm so stupid. And I guess for a long time I am. But then they'll lie about things, or they'll do things. It's like, do you really think I don't know that this is happening? Or you don't think I've talked to this person? Or you don't think that I've seen this thing? Or you don't think I might be logged into this thing? Or you don't think I might not know about this? Like, it's so stupid. And I've even explained to them.
What does that mean? Like, is that... I imagine if they don't think that he knows about something, that means that they're trying to hide it. And Destiny did mention before that he is a master stalker because he would make multiple Twitter accounts and stuff. Bro, it's got to be so tough dating this guy. It's got to be tough dating this guy. You're fucking sitting there on your phone all day, like looking on your alt account, switching between your main account, looking through stuff to respond to in the most fucking based way, switching to your alt account to see what like some of the relationship to people, like whoever blocked you, like maybe Vosh or Hassan, like what are they doing? Let me see what's going on here. Oh, let me get a screenshot of that. Oh, let me go to my main account. Let me post that. Oh, what's Melina talking about? Oh, what's this X talking about? Oh, what's my fucking... I don't know, man. I don't know. It's got to be fucking... And listen, I'm not sitting here saying... Listen, here's the thing. Because you're probably like, well, you're going harder on Destiny. I don't know anything about Melina. I don't give a fuck about her. And I never will. There's probably nothing that I'm ever going to be able to get out of engaging in her content. I engage Destiny's content. I like it. Some of it's like really solid stuff. Sometimes it's just fun little drama. Sometimes it's educational stuff about like a particular social issue. So Obviously, I've come to understand him better, and that doesn't mean I understand him perfectly or anything. I'm not sitting here saying I'm like a fucking. If I die here right now, I swear to God, I'm gonna. Okay, I saved up too much money. My bad. Anyway, I'm not sitting here saying I know everything perfectly. Blah blah blah. It's not my point that I'm making. The point that I'm just making is that like I've seen some more stuff. Okay. So that's why, that's all it is.
In the past, like when I know somebody's lying, like I'll let them lie, like see where it goes and see what happens or whatever.
That's
and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why nobody takes me seriously or does anything. So yeah, I don't know. It's dumb. I don't know. Who knows? It's stupid. Yeah.
Bro,
okay.
why are you so fucking triggered in the chat because Brittany said something that might actually be correct? Why are you freaking the fuck out, bro? Relax. Like I understand, like when Brittany said that, somebody in the chat got like made it like a sentence that was like a small paragraph. I was like, okay, and now you're still going, bro. Like, why are you so frustrated about it? Why are you so frustrated about it? Brittany, honestly, I wish you well in your relationship, but don't you think if the off chances it ends for whatever reason that you will regret all this when people come and bite you in the ass? I think the problem with that statement is that, like, I have never seen Brittany as open about her constant relationships as I've seen someone like Destiny, who has zero boundaries. Also, yeah, make content off of it. If my wife and I divorce, make content off of it, because I'll probably take my own life anyway. But it's just like, I understand liking Destiny. Why are you riding so hard, man? I'm just genuinely curious. I'm just curious why you're riding so hard. That's all I'm worried about.
Okay. I feel like I'm. I think that's all I got for now. I think.
Oh shit!
Edge 15K people.
He's got another.
I would feel great because I got my meds refilled this morning. I got a new prescription for 60 milligrams of Vyvanse. 30 days for my first one. 90 days. I feel great. Okay.
Hey, don't date a guy.
Why do you think? Oh my god, a medication question.
What is Vyvanse for? What is ADHD? Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I'm a fucking based conservative. I've learned to deal with my ADHD through my bootstraps. My bootstraps it. Just kind of, I decided I don't have it anymore, and I don't even have a struggle with it, so I don't have to deal with that pussy. Actually, I came off my ADHD medication when I was 16, and that's when I decided I was going to stop going to school, even though I was in like accelerated honors classes, because I just felt like so free, and then I ended up dropping out of high school because of it. And then eventually, I figured out how to live with it, and here we are now. This is playing balloons, racking the content on stream for money. So, what do you think about that? Incredible stuff. Obviously, guys, the moral of the story is don't take your meds, and drop out of school, and you will be successful. Do that. Don't do that.
Question: why do you think it took you this long to think about a stimulant for ADHD? What triggered it? Honestly, a friend just offered me the medication for a week, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh, weird. That is a weird thing to do.
How are your relationships with your mutual friends? Right now, really good. All of my all of my friends are like super good, super chill.
Super poggers, some would say.
As a guide, we have to accept there will be some shit thrown/broken, at least some pushing / shoving, screaming, and other behavior that would be super problematic if a guy did it. I'm in a situation now wondering, oh, this is another thing I figured out. I hope I can do this. There's gotta be like sane women, okay? I think that screaming and touching or throwing, I think those should be like relationship deal breakers. I think you should get like maybe one of any of those, and then after that you can walk. Okay. That shit is wild to me. I can't believe I let people do this shit. I think that's a good walk thing. Every woman does this. There's no way.
I wonder if when he says I can't believe I let people do this to me, I wonder if he's actually being like introspective. Ooh, big word. And like, yeah, you know what? I shouldn't have let people do this, that, or if he's trying to like sympathy bait. I don't know. I wonder, because I mean, I feel similarly. Like I've had issues with boundaries. It's like, yeah, it's like legitimately like it is to an extent. It's your fault. It's a certain point when you don't set a boundary. But I wonder if it's the goal is to get some sympathy. Like, oh yeah, it's not your fault. I don't know. I'm not saying that it is. So please, again, take that with a grain of salt. But
that everyone does this. I don't believe that. Can you define screaming? when you're in an area and then the other person starts screeching as loud as they can to make you shut up, knowing that if they keep doing it long enough, the cops will be called. I don't mean like somebody's like, no, I don't mean like somebody like raising their voice, like shouting. I don't know how to explain this. I'm sure men might do this too. I've only dated women, so I've only seen women do this. And not everyone I've dated has done this, by the way. Because this is ultra unhinged shit. But like when people are arguing, like, oh, you're like shouting, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. That's different than like, yeah, the high pitched like where you're just like screaming to make the other person shut up, and then to eventually get either the cops called or somebody to come and knock on the door. Yeah, that's a manipulator 101 thing, 100%. Yeah, I think that's like I think you should get like one of those. I think I'll grant maybe even a once per year, once per 2 years. I think you get a 1 per 2 years of those, and then maybe like a once per 2.
Melina, it's only been a year and 8 months. You cannot yell this way. I actually wrote down last time you had this this meltdown. September 3rd, 2022. You yelled at me, and the decibels were 3 times the normal limit of a regular conversational talking, based on your typical height of your voice, which is actually 4 decibels high. I don't even know what a decibel is, frankly. I can't really give. It's not as funny. Not as funny, but I could see him doing something like that.
2 years throwing something, I think, maybe, and that's it. Past that,
do you guys think that Destiny has? Do you guys think that Destiny has hidden cameras all around his house that nobody else knows about, in an attempt to know exactly everything everybody's always talking about him in his house? I wonder if that's true. He seems like the type.
Yeah, but I think raising your voice is fine. I think that's okay. I think, yeah.
Oh, raise your voice.
Like
Josh Groban.
Yeah. What are they playing, League of Legends? 10, all bets are off, you know?
You raise me up so I can.
I have a literal recording of Destiny saying he hopes I off myself. Yeah, I definitely said that.
You raise me
and I do.
up.
Listen, I just want you to be a man of your word, okay? If you're gonna
I think it's to walk on stormy seas.
You should follow through, okay? I think that's fair.
I can't do that.
So there's wilding in your chat. How are you framing the Listen, we're just chilling, okay?
I can't do it. Buy the cannon? Shut up. Don't tell me what to do, dude. Don't tell me what to do anymore. You're not my fucking dad, bitch.
Invite him on a Discord to debate? No. I blocked him on Discord a long time ago. You want to know I'll do one more meme, because I'll probably include this. One of the
How many more
wildest
fucking
things
memes are you gonna do?
So obviously, as Melina has cut more and more people out of my life because she's ruined these relationships completely for me, because she decides at some point that, oh, I'm going to invent every single part of our relationship drama for the past 5 years.
So I'm not trying to be an asshole. The one thing that reads interesting to me is it seems to be that there were a lot of people in Destiny's life, and now they're not because they're siding with Melina. It's possible that Melina is being manipulative and lying about parts of the relationship. It's also possible that like maybe he did it, and maybe they're like, and that like if your private friends are abandoning you over this, maybe you are a significant part of the problem. That doesn't mean that Melina has to be right. I struggled. If your argument is I am a really good judge of character, I choose friends that are really intelligent, and then all those friends are going, I don't really like this Destiny guy. Well, what changed? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Do I not like Destiny? He's all right. You know, he's okay. Something like I said before, he's an intelligent guy. Some of this doesn't read to me well.
It's a new girl that Steven is talking to for who knows what reason, but I'm sure there's a good justifiable reason why she does it. Yeah, and sometimes I'll ask her, like, hey, don't you think that you were, like, totally in the wrong in this, and maybe you should, like, talk to this person so I don't have to, like, never see them again? And she's like, no. Yeah, I think it was, like, the day after the Tim dude got caught doing, like, the 5th, like, manipulator abuser 101 tactic thing, Melina was like, maybe everybody would be more comfortable if you reached out to him.
I don't know, it just seems like he just said, didn't he just say that, like, some people are siding with Melina, like, in private? Like, friends in private? No? Isn't that something he just said? What I'm talking about.
Added, just so that he feels, like, more comfortable with you. I'm like, why the f*** would I do this? And she's like, well, you know, and then it's like the whole, like, you traumatized me because of 5 years of stuff, and you've done all this stuff, and it's like, you've made me feel so bad, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, fuck it. So I actually reach out, and we have, like, 2 days of, like, autistic conversations. And I was like, why the f*** I don't know if I'm entertaining this conversation. And then afterwards, I asked my, like, do you think you can, like, talk to any of my friends, you know, the relationships that you've ruined for the girls that didn't threaten to kill themselves? And Melina was like, maybe in 2 months I'll think about it. I'm like, okay, aced. Jesus. Oh my God. Good times. Why did you let it get to that point? I already explained this, like, over and over again. I mind myself into thinking, like, I guess it really is all my fault, because I have done, like, shitty things. Don't let me mislead you. I've not been a perfect partner in this relationship. Like, I've definitely made mistakes. I guess, like, yeah, definitely. For sure.
What's happening?
You hurt Mel so much. Why does she stay in a relationship with you? Isn't she half the relationship? I have, like, theories on that, but I don't know if I'll ever share those. But
Okay.
It's literally,
The Anthony
here, I'll help you. Let me
super chatted $2. Any advice on being a creator? Revamping my page.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking a look. I pulled it up to the side, just waiting for the alert to go out. What I would say, I mean, it depends on how you want to do it. I don't know what your revamp looks like. It's hard to give like specific advice. Is this like part of a segment from your stream? Listen, the first thing I'd say is figure out what you want to do. Figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. That's number one. You want to pick your baby. And then you want to centralize everything around your baby. My baby is videos, is video content, right? So when I stream, it's for my video. There are people who stream and then they make videos for their stream, where their videos about plugging their stream. I make streams for my videos. I come in here to stream, talk to you guys a little bit. We watch content together, put it on members only. I release a video. I'll get like 100, 150 live stream viewers on like a video, and then I'll get like 5 to 10K on like the actual video release, right? So like the streams are for people who want to hang out and chat. The videos are for people who are just looking to watch. And then I make some like content to put up on clips channels. Right, I have it's anything under 10 minutes. I'll put on either TikTok, Instagram, all TikTok, Instagram, and my clips YouTube to kind of just get awareness out there about like me existing. Usually funny stuff, whatever. You have to figure out your baby. If your baby is 10 minutes and under, what you want to do is post it on YouTube and TikTok. TikTok is starting to become a viable platform for medium form content, which is 10 minutes. Well, I would say 1 to 10 minutes. That's the only thing that they put advertisements on now. So putting it into a format that's accessible, you can go and use thing called Streamladder to do this. Very easy. You can just like I have a couple of things from before. Boom, you can do like the sizing. Hey, look, I want to make a video like this, blah blah blah. It's gonna do this for you. You can render it as easy. That's if you for like your medium for content. It really is gonna depend on how you want to do it. TikTok is a very valuable platform. It gets your word out there. I would use Instagram, stuff like that. So you want to kind of make content that you are proud of and is consistent, and then you want to just get it out there. So, if you want to give me more details about how you want to do your content, like, let me know. I can try to give you a little more advice, but yeah.
Send you down a good road, okay? Go look at every single thing the Red Pill has said about like what Melina would want from me, and you can eliminate all of those options from anything you think it might be. If you want to start, okay? Jesus Christ. I wish it was just a green card or money. We'd have no relationship issues, Jesus.
Yeah, I wish it was.
Does Melina know any big nukes that she can ruin your life with? Not really. Basically everything about basically like every single thing about me is public. I've seen her like threaten things to some people.
Figure out what I want to build is my
like one that she said was like, well, when we were arguing or when you were on stream, like you said that Tim should kill himself. I was like, yeah, I tell everybody to kill themselves, okay?
Oh,
she'll probably say that like,
right.
well, sometimes we fought, like you call me a fat, we fought. Like, I suck on a dick, call people. Like these are like the worst things. That I actually am into urethral sounding. Maybe that'll come out.
Whoa! I've always thinking. How there are people in those really, really cold areas where they pour a bottle of Coke out and it instantaneously freezes. Is that what it's like for you for peeing? Like if you live in like Alaska or wherever it's cold, I don't know. Do you pee, if you pee, does it instantly freeze in your wiener and your from your urethra through your balls, of course, because pee is stored in the balls? Does it freeze in there? And then it's like, does it feel good? You know what I mean?
Or what was it? Electrode, prostate, anal stimulation, or some shit. Was there physical violence? No, there's never any of that shit. Unless she beat me up in my sleep.
Oh shit! Maybe she beat you off in your sleep.
If there was ever a time of physical violence in our relationship, I will own up to this. If there was ever a time of physical violence in our relationship, one time, I think I was danger mode. I think I was playing League of Legends off stream, and I think I was on like my 12th loss in a row. Okay, mathematicians studied my OpGG for things that should have been more statistically improbable than the sudden heat death of the universe. Okay, so I was on like my 11th or 12th. I think I was coming out of my room, and Melina like walked up to me like, give me a hug or whatever, and I got, get away from me. I pushed her away. I like walked to the fridge. It's probably the most physically abusive our relationship ever got.
Yeah, so just to be clear, like I know he's making like a little bit of a joke, but if there is a pattern of him playing video games and him getting so violently angry that he can't even be emotionally available, that's a massive problem in a relationship. I quit playing League of Legends because of it was having a genuinely bad impact on my life. I would lose a lot and I would get really angry. And I would be unpleasant to be around. And what my wife said is those exact words. You are very unpleasant to be around when you are playing like this game. And I don't like it. So I quit. It's like because it was weirdly, League of Legends will have a profoundly negative impact on you. It'll make you very angry and very unpleasant to be around. Like, it will actually hurt with your relationship. It's something. It seems silly and trivial until you grow up and go like, oh wait, this is a huge fucking deal. So like, it's all these little patterns that I look and I go, if somebody was dating me at 24, I would understand why they would fucking hate me. That's the maturity level I feel like we're operating at here. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a dickhead. It's just like, there's a lot. Like, growing up means conceding, and I feel like Destiny doesn't truly respect the people he's with because he has it all already. He is the red pill guy that has everything. He has the money. He has the fame. He got it without anybody. So, like, which makes sense. Like, why would you respect these people? That's the thing that, like, is beneficial to me. Like, I've become successful because of my wife has been a significant part of it. So I respect her. And I have a reason to, because she's the reason why I'm successful. She's always been the reason, in part, why I've been successful on, like, even in the beginning. We would sit there, in the beginning, when I would just make TikToks, like, in 2020, we would sit there on the phone for hours and we would talk about stuff. We would talk about social issues. We would talk about some of the jokes I could make. And it's only increased as time has gone on. It's only increased the amount of times that I talk to my wife about things moving forward, what to and what not to respond to, what is and what isn't worth it, what relationships I should engage with, what relationships I shouldn't engage with. I parse a lot of information through my wife. And like, since the revamp about a year ago, like, it's been a lot of, it wasn't as financially successful as last year, but it has been emotionally very successful. There's drastically less drama in my relationship, which it's very hard to date a content creator. That's what my wife says, and I obviously believe that. The drama has gone down exponentially. The way that I interact with my content, I'm happier with. The way that I interact with criticism, both valid and invalid, I'm better with that. Those are learning moments that, like, you need, and the only reason I have that is because I have my wife and I respect her. She's a significant part of my content, so obviously I'm going to respect her because she earned it. So I get why Destiny wouldn't necessarily respect any of the people he's with, because, like, they didn't earn it, right? They didn't earn. They're not necessarily positive to his content, I wouldn't say, but it's very important. And if you don't have that, like, quit League of Legends. Stop playing toxic video games that make you angry. Stop engaging in things that make you angry. Stop having fucking Twitter. These are things that he's probably legitimately addicted to. He's probably legitimately addicted to social media in a way that takes away from the relationship, like, to the point where, again, even when he is giving Melina one-on-one time, or was, it probably wasn't very meaningful because he's probably on his phone the whole time. So, my wife, you like that? You asked me to do a Borat thing. I'll never do it again. And if anybody ever clips that and shows it to me, I'm gonna go nuclear and I'm gonna jump off a cliff, because that was the most cringe thing I've ever done. But I used my ADHD to do something before I thought about it. It's a superpower, guys. That's why I couldn't get cringe in the moment. I was able to get through it.
I think that I
put this in a bad spot. That's okay.
Mr. Mint said the same thing. Oh, maybe. Are you afraid that she might just ruin every relationship you have going forward, regardless of the divorce? Well, I imagine that, like, there's no way that I have, like, any Swedish friends, because every mutual friendship there is completely destroyed. I think her entire family probably hates me.
How big is Sweden? Like, fucking 5 people? Goddamn, what the fuck?
Which is kind of sad, just because her dad is cool. Her sisters are whatever. We're never gonna get along with them. Or no, not even that, actually. Her sisters are fine. We just don't. But her dad is cool. Every Swedish influencer, anybody that she or Tim talks to, yeah, probably thinks I'm.
Damn, they must be really big in Sweden.
Oh, I never finished the one thing. Oh, to wrap a bow on all this. This was another thing that made me realize, like, fuck, Melina's smarter than I realized, or as smart as I realized initially. And she's crafty. And I really did understand what's happening the whole time. I was other people guessing me out of it. That last night when she was on December 7th,
I was doing a lot of assuming here. We don't know anything about their relationship besides what they tell us. There's a level of truth to that. Absolutely. That's why I'm reading it out loud. Sure. But also, he gives out way too much information. That's why I keep saying, take it with a grain of salt. I could be completely wrong. But I feel like I'm right about, like, a decent amount of what I'm saying. But I could be wrong. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, this is a fact. This isn't the fucking factual stream. This is somebody decided to give out way too much information about their divorce on the internet, and I'm reacting to it because I'm a fucking drama goblin. That's what we're here for. And so, but I'm going to still give you my perspective. I'm going to make sure you know that they could be not correct. Yeah, that's it. Sure, yeah, of course.
Totally unhinged in DMs. Those are the full DMs that she started sending to everybody.
Let's get a helicopter.
And I looked insane. I'm like, fuck. That was pretty smart. That was pretty smart. I was like, damn. I look crazy.
Should we get the Moab shove?
Yeah.
Or the Apache?
Do you think the relationship was doomed to fail from the start? Kind of. A little bit.
Also, what happens when you date
for a reason that I actually
girls.
said over and over and over again, but I let her and everybody else convince me that it wasn't true.
And again, she's an
That
adult, but that's what happens when you date somebody that's significantly like younger and hasn't finished developing. Although Destiny's a little mature, so I don't know. But Destiny's leaking.
I'll figure out what I'm saying. Because also, I'm not gonna say like it truly isn't like this is just me here to blow up Melina. I'm not actually, as much as I would love to do that, I'm not actually like trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I think that me and Melina want very, very, very different things in life. Actually, you know what? Actually, I think I said it. I think I've said it a million times.
Million.
Over and over on stream. And I will say it one more time. If you are 30 years old, you probably date girls that are like 25 and older. It's really scary when you date somebody who's 20 because when somebody's that young, they don't really know what they don't really know what they want yet. And from
that's why you probably shouldn't do that. It's kind of your fault, no?
Especially from 20 to 25, you do a lot of growing. You get into real relationships. You do all this stuff.
I mean, that's another thing too. You know, one thing I obviously have higher expectations on Destiny because I expect more from him because he obviously is more established. You know, and frankly, I just respect Destiny more than I do Melina, even though there's a lot of things that I obviously disagree with. Especially like the maturity level a little bit. Then again, I'm on stream talking about fucking gooning and jacking off. So I mean, like, you know, who's to say I'm much more mature than that? But not only do I not really, but that's like another thing with Melina is like she's young. She's like 20, right? He's vague posting when leaking. He's being very specific for a breakup. I've gone through breakups before. I don't know if you knew this. I'm 33, and he's being weirdly. He's giving out too much information. Anyway, she's younger. Like obviously, like you're not gonna put you're not gonna put as much onto her because she's just if Destiny was a 20-year-old and she was a 30-year-old, I'd be saying the same thing. I'd probably go harder in on that because frankly, I think it's weird when a woman talks to a younger guy. It's a little weirder to me, you know. Papa got Brittany saying Destiny makes. What did you say, Brittany? Did you say that? No, you didn't say that. You fucking silly goose. Listen, Brittany, if you said that Destiny makes Andrew Tate look innocent. If you did say that, that's a little crazy. Is she 25? Oh, okay. Well, she's still younger. That's a little crazy though. What the fuck? Dude, why are you watching my stream, dude? What the fuck is happening right now? That's crazy, dude. I'm almost famous right now. I'm gonna come. Are you streaming right now? No, dude. Let's see. Destiny's in the chat, dude. That's fucking what a starstruck moment. How are you doing? Oh my god, this is getting fucking too spicy. Okay. Big D's in the chat, bro. At Tank Emmer, Brittany has been BPD spitting for me ever since she realized she had absolutely no idea how trauma works, despite spending years lecturing people on it. Oh my god, dude. I watch everything everywhere. Listen, I would have expected you to watch on one of your alternative accounts that you use to stalk people, Destiny. What the fuck are you doing in here on your actual account? That's crazy. I got posted in the subreddit. Oh, wow, this is what a cool moment, dude. Is it all positive stuff? What's in the subreddit? Let's see what we got here. Let's see what they said in the subreddit. Papa got it. How does Reddit work? Dude, you guys are putting big L's in my fucking chat, dude. Come on, dude. What the fuck? Let's see. New. Brittany Simon alert. Wasn't even over me. What the fuck? It's because of Brittany Simon. All right, whatever, dude. I don't care. I'm taking it as a W. I'm taking it as an epic W noticeable moment. Let's see. I wonder if people think he's abusive and a liar because he cheats, lies to his wife and his audience to save face while blaming everyone else. Oh, shit. This is getting spicy, bro. What the hell's going on here? Did Brittany leave? Oh, no. I would assume you know how to use your... Yeah, you'd think so because I look like a Redditor. But also, no, I fucking hate Reddit. I really don't get it. Oh, shit. Crazy, bro. I feel like a regular old drama guy. Brittany Dip. Damn, it's getting spicy in here. Mrs. Introspection has spoken, guys. Being this obsessed isn't really level 5 behavior. Oh shit! Wait, who posted this? Wait, was this the guy in the chat before that got really upset? This is fucking crazy. This is funny. You facilitated this fight, so you get advert props. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I can appreciate that. I'm a little part of the lore now. Now we can erase the time where I accidentally joined into Destiny's chat and embarrassed myself. Listen, let me explain something to you, if he's still in here. The reason I did that is because I have this compulsion where sometimes I have to click things. So I was looking at the Discord and I had to click on it. That was it. That's literally the entire thing. Being in a relationship with BWPD knocks you down to a default level 2. What is BWPD? BPD. What does that mean? Hey, listen, I'm fucking caught in spicy tea. I'm taking it, dude. I don't give a shit. I don't know if this means anything, but I'm just gonna kind of lean into this and start reading this. Also, I think Destiny's already left the chat, so he's not hanging out here. I think he just came in here to bomb, to engage with a tactical nuke. LMAO, it was crazy when she was defending Sneeko. I want to truly understand why people call Sneeko open-minded. I mean, I think Destiny did call him open-minded at a certain point too. Let's be honest here. I remember him jacking him off a little bit too. I think I remember. Oh, he has a lot of sick edits, dude. Something like that. I remember somewhat of it. Okay. Just the whole thing shitting on Britney. This is fucked up. I don't want to get in between the Destiny and Britney's. I almost said Britney Spears arc because I like both of them. Okay, he's going to the dentist. Okay, that's nice. Oh, good. That's good. It's good that you're going to the dentist. He called him intelligent. Yes, that's fucked up, dude. He called Sneeko intelligent. It's kind of fucked up, dude. I mean, I will agree though. It was weird that one guy leaked his nudes. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't remember her saying that. If she did say that he's a little worse than Andrew Tate, that's a little rough. That's a rough take. Melina's in the chat too. There's no way that Melina's in the chat. This is weird. This is very weird. I don't like this amount of attention that I'm getting, especially since I haven't cut my hair yet. Okay? I don't really like that because I need you to understand something. Listen, I'm just going to show you. We're on a little bit of a tangent here. Okay? Look. Now, it looks really bad, but the thing is it's almost Christmas, and I have to trim up my beard. Well, not my beard. My beard's looking decent. I have to trim my hair. I have to cut my hair bald for Christmas parties. So my thought is like, why do it to have to do it again? I usually just wear a hat. But it's uncomfortable. Oh, okay. All right. You guys are just fucking with me now. All right. What hair? Bro, stop it. You see there's enough hair. There's at least like 45% of my head is hair. Just stop. Okay? Don't you're crazy. All right, talk about okay. All right, I guess we'll just continue. Joe Biden's in the chat, Dream's in the chat. Let's just get going. It's a little weird. I feel a little uncomfortable, but let's go.
End of like this maturation process, right? When you hit your mid to late 20s. What you want might be completely different from when you're in your early 20s. And by the time you hit 30, you probably roughly know what you want. What I want right now is about the same thing I wanted 5 years ago, about the same thing I wanted 10 years ago. Like if you look at like the history of like the girls I've dated, there is like a large overlap in terms of like personality types and shit. Like,
oh, she's 25 years old? I thought that she was 20. When did you guys get married? Was it when you were 20? Or when she was 20? That makes sense. Okay.
Aggressive girls that are relatively intelligent, that are like very independent.
Been a regular viewer of Pop God this whole time as possible. And never roll anything out in the universe.
That have like a very type A personality, that are like
stop calling me boss.
Like like all of these like things are like roughly speaking. Don't like I probably socially left. Political views doesn't really matter much. Yeah, all of these things are like roughly true.
23.
But obviously for Melina, because of the huge age gap, which again another red pill thing. You're like, oh, you dated her because she was 20. No, her being 20 was probably one of the largest sources of conflict in our entire relationship. But I think her being young and then growing up and realizing she was something different was a lot different than me growing up. And it's like I'm still grown up and I
figured he was dating a 20-year-old because they were on a similar level of maturity. That's not even necessarily an insult. I mean, I was pretty immature. Well, I probably have the maturity now of like a 28-year-old of like my wife.
All the same shit, yeah.
Slow it down. Dude, we don't need to slow it down. We've already adjusted our fucking ears to going at a 1.5% speed. This has been an entire thing from the start. We started at 25%, now we up to 50%. If you're not adjusted, you start from the beginning.
Yeah. So I think you should always be and
if you want to catch up, then just increase it to 25% increase speed.
Always be careful when you date really young people. Because anything could fucking happen, yeah.
Yep, that's true. Sometimes if you date really young people, you get kicked out of the Chuck E. Cheese. So that's a problem I had one time.
If you were to go back in time without knowing the future outcome, but with the personal growth and boundaries you have now, would you and Melina still got married / her move to the USA, or would it have ended way before that? I feel like that answers your doomed to fail statement better. We got married so that she could move here. I don't like dating people long distance. I don't like that sucks. That's like the worst thing ever. The reason why we got married was so that she could have a green card so she could move and be in the United States.
I wonder if that put like a stress on the relationship, because what's actually interesting is that my wife and I, like, you know, we used to be like poly, and then we went to a monogamous relationship, and like we love each other a lot, but there was a little bit of a stressor in our relationship, is that like when we were just the two of us, we got married very quickly, probably less than 3 months, and a big part of it, we loved each other, we still do, and our relationship is will be stronger every day. Well, part of it was because I needed health insurance, so we actually got married a little faster than we wanted to. because I needed health insurance. I'm working from home doing this job, and it's very expensive. And she's a behavioral specialist. She has a licensed master of social worker. She has a good job with his insurance is fucking dog shit, but it's better than nothing, frankly. And so it's weird. Even if you're in love, I feel like it could put a lot of stressors on your relationship to do something a little too fast, because it robbed us a little bit of being engaged. This is something sometimes we both talk about, where it's just like, oh, we didn't get to be fiancés for very long, which is a fun time of your life. It's this in the middle part. I can't even explain it, but it's just something fun about being a fiancé to somebody. It's like, oh, this is my fiancé. It's fun. It's special. It's temporary. It feels very important. When you get married, it's like, oh, it's my wife, and I love that. But then also, it's like, it's not. We miss the fiancé, you know, a little bit. So that could be a little bit of a stressor. So that part, it puts a little bit of a stress on the relationship.
I probably would have done that process again, because how do you do a relationship long distance? It's not even like a real thing to me. So,
why don't you just
but that whole process
Sweden?
probably would have been the same. Although the paperwork and the lawyer fees and the lawyer visits and all the shit involved in that was such a fucking headache. Holy shit.
Am I gonna die on this? No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Actually.
Like I said, I think 3 weeks ago, I thought that he was like the problem on everything, but then I realized that like Melina is so much more in control of stuff that goes along around her that I realized. I was like, oh shit, very crafty. Very
just divorce and re-engage. I mean, you lose your fucking health insurance then. What are you talking about? Just divorce and re-engage? What are you talking about? It's almost like a pure mental thing as well. So even if we divorced and got re-engaged, it's not going to feel the same. It's not just on paper. It's also just a mental thing.
Hey, mad props. That's good.
Well, I date Destiny.
I respect it. I respect the hustle.
He's too masculine.
Fuck. I don't want to talk about this again until I have like the shit written up that I want to say. So I'm trying to make sure
I don't date strippers. Okay.
I'm just like looking for a question. I'm trying to like miss anything that I want to say now, so I don't want to like stretch
shut up.
this stupid shit out. You don't see me for hand prop. I'm gonna go finish watching Steins Gate. Why are you protecting her so much still when she isn't doing the same for you? Serious question. It's a matter of my character, and there's a little bit of an imbalance to where Melina shits on me relentlessly in private, and it's a little bit different when I do it in public.
Yeah, I mean, I would have just not done it in public, brother. I feel like that's not necessarily a smart idea.
I don't know if I don't know if it's fair to compare the two. I don't know. That's a question that I've actually been dealing with quite a bit, because she'll hold it over me a lot, where she's like, I've never done this publicly, dude. That was part of the reasons why I apologized like 2 weeks ago. She's like, I've never done this publicly ever. And I'm like, that's kind of true. And that kind of does make me feel bad. But it's like, you have said this to like over 100.
Damn, this fucking Reddit post only came in an hour ago, and he popped in here so quick. This is fucking crazy. Bro, the internet is wild.
Friends of ours. And I don't even know how far that information is stretched. So, yeah, I don't know. Would you revealing the full stories lead to those mutual relationships being repaired? What happened when you tried that? For me to go to the level that I would need to repair all of the mutual relationships, I would have to give so many details about my relationship, which I'm just not interested in doing, because it's just like so much. I don't need to give like a whole personal breakdown, blah, blah, blah. I already have.
What is a YouTube React Andy? I think I know what that is. That means I'm just like cringe. Isn't a React Andy like cringe? Something like that? That's true. OJ looks innocent compared to Destiny. Fucking 1000%, dude. Absolutely, guys. This guy's flying to different states just to murder some fucking pussy. It's insane.
Oh, thank God. I've already had people reach back out to me that I genuinely thought, well, they did hate me forever, and I thought I would like never hear from again. And I've already had it.
Why is there so much Britney hate though? I like Britney. Papa, you care about your relationship though. That's the difference. You care about your love. You have values. That is true though. That is an objective truth. I love my wife a lot. I'm a wife lover, Andy. Some people say. That's what I heard. Oh, pretty cool stuff.
At least 3 of those people reach out to me.
Dude, I didn't even think about that because my Borat impression was so good. That's fucked up. I made that Borat impression. Was Destiny in the chat when I did that really cringe Borat thing? That's crazy.
Again, like some people that I hadn't talked to for years, which was actually really cool, which was really good. And they're like, hey, I just heard about this thing. Just curious, but this actually sounds exactly like what happened with me and Melina. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't even referring to you. And it is exactly what happened with you and every other mutual friend that I've had with Melina. Yeah. So it actually feels good. So I feel like if I could just like say enough to where there's going to be people that are either in Sweden and don't know about me, don't give a fuck about me, which is fine, whatever. Or people that are like really close friends with Melina, that will never believe anything I say, which is, I guess, whatever, that's fine. Here's one thing that I will say, okay? This is one thing that I will say, is if you ever hear anything bad about me, if you ever hear anything horrible about me, please, for the love of God, ask for a log or a receipt, because every time, because I have had a lot of conversations with friends, and they say like, yeah, Melina said that like this happened, and this person says, I'm like, really? Did you actually see like a screenshot of that? And most of the time it's, well, no.
I just fucking love this. Okay.
No, she was just telling me what happened. I'm like, interesting. You should have asked her for that. Maybe next time do it. Or they'll say, well, yeah, I saw a screenshot of the message. I'm like, really? And you didn't have anything to say about what Melina said right before that? And they're like, well, she just showed me like this message. It was like, it was just like cut out. And I was like, you didn't even see the full message window? And they're like, well, no, it was just like, it's like, don't you think it's interesting that you didn't see anything that came before? So I'll just say like, if you have like issues with me, or if you've ever seen me say anything, if you're a streamer influencer, if you've ever seen anything where it just seems like I'm being completely unhinged for no reason, or a friend of mine is being completely unhinged for no reason, you should, if you give a about being honest or being truthful.
Personally, the only time I feel the need to like really fact check unhinged shit is when it's something unhinged that Destiny's saying. At this point, like sometimes I'll see it and I'll just be like, oh man, he might have said this, and I just move on because I don't even care because I have my expectations are just a fucking different one. Yeah, what was the last one? Something about where he said something really crazy about like a Hamas or something, or Islam, or I don't remember the fuck it was. I think it was something to do with that. And I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. And then it turned out to be like out of context. You just can't even. He just says unhinged goblin shit sometimes. So it's just, you know, I don't know, dude. It's just fucking crazy. I just don't have my expectations on the floor when it comes to some of the shit that I hear from Destiny, because I just feel like it could be out of context, or he could just be saying some crazy shit like fucking black Zoomers are just insane. Which, you know, I'm also racist, so. I agree. We're just here for the lulz, guys. Lena's well known in Sweden. Oh, she's not known in Sweden. Oh,
a lot of people don't. I don't even say that like facetiously. Like some people just don't give a fuck, which is fine. Also, I understand that. But if you do give a fuck, you should ask for like more context. You're like, well, what
do you think when Brittany says you care about your relationships? Do you think that she actually stating a fact and making a positive comment about you, or just taking shots at? No, I think that she actually believes that. Like Brittany and I would say Brittany and I are friends. She's reacted to some of my stuff on I have like a Rob and Dan channel where my wife and I do like a little bit of content. We talk about some stuff, mostly fun stuff. Well, sometimes we talk about smart stuff. And I have a very good relationship with my wife. So it might be a little bit of both. Maybe it's a little taking a shot at Destiny. Maybe it's a little bit of just being affirming for me. But like I do have a good relationship with my wife. I love her a lot. Our relationship is reasonably healthy. We have solid boundaries that are set. My wife isn't terminally online, which is the only reason that I'm not as terminally online as I would be, because I have somebody to ground me in real life. That's probably something that Destiny struggles with. I respect her tremendously. I went on like a whole spiel before about how like my wife is the reason my content is doing as well as it is, and that's why I take what she says into account when it comes to my content in my real life. And I feel like Destiny probably doesn't, because he got famous without a person, so why would he? It's like those classic thing where like it's hard to develop relationships when you're already famous, because you can't really go through something, not to the degree of something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's hit his success by himself or with his editor or whatever. But some people, but you get my point. So stop telling people I'd say slurs in the stream. Shut the fuck up.
What caused this, or why did this happen? And if the context starts with 5 years ago, you're being fed horseshit. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
What the fuck is this map, dude?
It's annoying. When you said that there are 50 Bob 7s, were they all just conniving as Bob 7? Because that implies a lot about the people. Oh no, there were a few of those. When I say there are 50 Bob 7s, what I just mean is that there are like a ton of people that Melina has dumped every single detail of our relationship to, that go on to like talk to other people or do other things, and I'm like, and then end up hating me. That's what I meant when I said there are 50 Bob 7s, at least. It's just like unhinged, unbelievable shit. Like, why are we doing this again? Well, it's because you traumatized me 4 years ago. Okay. It's because you cheated on me 2 years ago. Okay. Whatever. I'm trying to figure out,
like I said before, man, some of that shit can sit with you for a while. There's stuff that my wife says that I've done like years ago and it still upsets her and bothers her, and I get it. It's annoying, but again, I think that's just like a difference in the way that maybe men and women just process information, you know?
I want my work-life balance to be. There's a couple of ideas that I'm floating in my head, but I also, now that my apartment is open and I can actually fucking use it, Jesus fucking Christ.
You talk about your wife as if you used to get in trouble all the time in the past. I was very mature when we first met. We were in a poly relationship, and I was like, honestly, looking back at it now, only in that relationship to subsidize my failing relationship. I was very mature. I was more thick-headed. I was more hard-headed. I had more regressive opinions in some things. I wasn't as like, I think I'm a little smarter now. You know, I talk about my relationship with people with intellectual developmental disabilities and how I didn't really respect them. And my wife is a behavioral specialist. And now, like, I have a tremendous amount. I've changed significantly. I've learned more empathy. Yeah, like, I don't think I was an amazing... I don't even think I'm a good person now. But I think I'm the best person that I could be. And I think a lot of it's because of my wife. Like, yeah. I wasn't like this diabolical piece of shit. Like, I'm probably being harder on myself because it's me. But, like, everybody would do the same thing for themselves. Like, yeah, I've changed a lot in a very positive way. I'm much happier with myself now. I have a happier relationship with my content too. Like, I it's not as stressful. Like, that's been the past year, has been removing the stress from the content, where like it's just like unnecessary amounts of weird like criticism, I guess, in some different ways, and dealing with it better. Not reacting to it like an asshole, not being a fucking, like, talking like a fucking know-it-all. That's something that my wife and I talk about sometimes. Even when I'm right, sometimes I just have a fucking attitude about it. You know, so... Yeah.
Unreal, bro. Like half of this apartment, like girls weren't allowed in while Melina was gone. It was like an unbelievable situation. Holy shit, that she wasn't even paying rent on them. Are you serious?
I figured I'd give you guys a little more of a recap of my relationship since we have a couple of new people in here probably. So
I'll decide if I want to talk about that more now. But yeah, now that I have like my full apartment availability again, and now I can invite people over. Yeah.
Also, how do you cheat on somebody when you're in an open relationship? I guess you would just violate the boundary in some capacity.
Like hang out and do stuff and shit. So now, yeah, I don't know. Well, no, I'm just gonna say no. If you're talking to me and you're a girl and you think we're gonna date, the answer is no. It's never happened. Don't think that. Okay, because yeah, that's gonna be the new dramatic shit that I'm trying to like figure out in my life. But yeah, I don't even know what I don't know what that look like. Right now, I'm just focusing on work, 5 ants, and then once I get to 150, we'll get back to the gym, or 145 maybe. We'll see how much weight we can anorexia off our body. Oh shit! Remember when you said a high value person will always be in a relationship? No, I'm pretty sure what I said is if you find.
I actually started a new membership to a gym finally again. I shouldn't talk about it publicly. I feel like when I talk about my going to the gym, I stop going to the gym. So never mind. Just shut the fuck up. Pretend I didn't say anything.
People past 30 that are not dating for years, those people are almost always fucking crazy. And I still stand by that. Also, I am fucking crazy. Obviously. My life is insane. Why are you still trying to rebuild a bridge with Sneeko after you trash you and your ex-marriage? Why do you want to rebuild a bridge with a piece of shit? That's kind of like, who the fuck's ever trying to rebuild a bridge with Sneeko? Did she throw around psych terms? Yeah, about a year ago, Melina started using all the psych terms, saying that I'm gaslighting, I'm denying her reality, that I'm...
Well, I mean, that's big on TikTok, man. Fucking gaslighting, that's huge on TikTok. Gaslighting, grooming, pedophilia. These are all things that are just the new buzzwords. Avocado, that's a buzz fruit, I think, or a vegetable. I don't really know. I don't know if it's a fruit or a vegetable. Yeah.
Abusive. Yeah.
Yeah. Abusive.
Remember, there's no such thing in relationships as people being mean. It's always abusive. It's always abusive. Don't forget that. Did you actually cheat, or is it just her reframing? No, I've definitely cheated. 100%. Absolutely.
Oh, listen, man. If that's the case, what am I doing? Bro, destroying the trust of a relationship, it takes a very long time to get it back. If he actually cheated on her, I mean, like, you got to be understand. Like, there's no, listen, unfortunately, there's no expiration date on that. You know, I've cheated in past relationships. I haven't cheated on my wife. But, like, also, again, like I said, when we first started dating, I was in a poly relationship. She came into it, but it was so different and hard for her. And there's still things from the old relationship that she's, like, still frustrated about and dealing with. And I get it. Like, I totally get it. I could be hard. It's just hard. I mean, I get that. It's just difficult. You know? I think it's a big thing. Even if it's like, oh, it happened 3 years ago. It's still rough, man. That's still something that really hurts the trust. And you have to do a lot to rebuild that trust. So, you know, do you feel like you did enough to rebuild that trust? Or, I'm just saying. I mean, they're divorced now. It doesn't really matter. But. And also, I imagine, like, what does cheating mean in like a poly relationship? I'm assuming that it means that you just violated some boundary. Or was there a time when they were monogamous? Or I guess it doesn't matter.
But, like.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck. How do I want to.
There we go.
Okay. Here's what I'll say, okay? Sometimes it feels like a lot of the rules that exist in our relationship are set up for me to fail. Let me put it that way. So, for instance, Mel could theoretically... So, like, here's the thing that we've said before on panels, right? If you want to hook up with somebody, both partners have to have somebody to hook up with ahead of time and blah, 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 blah. In reality, there's actually like 5 million different... On panels, right? If you want to hook up with somebody, both partners have to have somebody to hook up with ahead of time and blah, blah, blah.
What does that mean? Sorry, somebody explain this to me?
So, like, here's the thing that we've said before on panels, right? If you want to hook up with somebody, both partners have to have somebody to hook up with ahead of time and blah, blah, blah.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm trying to listen.
My life be like,
I'm just kidding.
Also stop racism.
I disagree.
Panels, right? If you want to hook up with somebody, both partners have to have somebody to hook up with ahead of time and blah, 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 blah.
Is part of their thing that both partners have to have somebody to fuck if the other one fucks somebody? Is that what I'm hearing? That's weird.
In reality, there's actually like 5 million different rules that I have to follow. I have to say it ahead of time. That person has to also say it to Melina, I guess. Melina's been in good standing with this person. They can never have said anything that is even possible to interpret as bad at any point in time. I have to tell her right after it happens. I have to respond to her text enough during the day that it happens. There's like a million different qualifiers where if I don't do any one of these, it's like game over. So, like, for instance, like this has happened several times.
I kind of get all those a little bit, though.
There's like a million different qualifiers where if I don't do it happens, they can never have said that person has to also say it to Melina, I guess.
I just want to listen to them again and just go through them one by one.
Rules that I have to follow. I have to say it ahead of time.
Okay, so you have to say it ahead of time, whatever.
Person has to also say it to Melina, I guess.
Well, that's weird.
Melina's been in good standing with this person.
That makes perfect sense, especially since you have a very public job. I mean, for my relationship, it was just like we never would talk about the other person because like they're not fucking streamers or anything. But yeah, it sounds. Yeah.
They can never have said anything that is even possible to interpret as bad at any point in time.
I mean, I kind of get that one too.
I have to tell her right after it happens.
I kind of get that one.
I have to respond to her text enough during the day that it happens.
That makes sense. I mean, that's a huge part of like an open relationship is like emotional affirming of the other person, right? Like, I mean, sleeping with somebody else is hard, even if you're in an open relationship. So it's like, hey, I want you to tell me you love me, to respond to me throughout the day, and make sure that you give me enough, emotional support. I mean, some of this sounds kind of reasonable.
There's like a million different qualifiers where if I don't do any one of these, it's like game over. So
these sounds kind of reasonable to me, to be honest with you.
like for instance, like this has happened several times. I may tell Melina, hey, there's a girl that I'm gonna see. I'm flying to San Francisco, probably gonna hook up with this person, blah blah blah. And if I do that, and if we hook up and then I go to sleep and I wake up the next morning and then I tell her that's cheating. She's like, why did you lie and hide this from me? I'm like, so like I'm not gonna get into like all the details of all of these, but like that would be an example. Now there was at least one time where
I mean, if she set the boundary that she wants you to tell what's gonna go on and you don't, I don't know if it's cheating, but it's like. I mean, how many times has that mistake happened before you realize what you're supposed to do?
I majorly up. The other person majorly up as well. Okay, it was all up, but there was like a ton of like these little bumps that like happened along the way that were very annoying. Because on Melina's end, she might be traveling.
I wonder if there's the same rules for Mel though. I don't think that matters. Unless she wasn't adhering to it. So it sounds like, from what I can gather. It sounds like she has a different relationship with open relationships than he does. He seems to just really not give a fuck necessarily. Or maybe he's just better at processing it because he's older. I don't know. She seems to still be a little bit self-conscious about it. So she requires more emotional attentiveness. And he probably just doesn't because he doesn't really care as much about it. So I don't think, like, the double standards in relationships always exist. It doesn't matter. As long as it's an agreed upon double standard, and again, if it seems he probably doesn't care as much as she does about fucking other people, so he probably doesn't need as much of emotional and like jacking off. We're gonna say because I can't think of a good word. You know what I mean? She needs a little bit more emotional attentiveness than he does. So I mean, it makes perfect sense, and they might have a double standard there. Who cares? Like that exists all the time. There's double standards in my relationship too. My wife and I are okay with it. My wife does like more of the housework. I still help, but then like I do more of other things. I can't think of them. Just kidding. Like for instance, when it comes to gift giving, I don't really like gifts. So my wife, she likes giving gifts, but like I love giving gifts and I love making her happy. So I'll do a lot financially for her, setting up stuff, taking on vacation. She'll do a lot of like the housework, the cleaning, the organizing. It's a double standard, but like it's agreed upon. It's like a consensual double standard, so it really doesn't matter. It's not like a big deal to have a double standard in a relationship, as long as everybody's happy with the arrangement.
Through Europe with two guys, and they could be full time, and she won't tell me unless I ask. I'm like, did you guys like end up hooking up? She's like, oh yeah, we did. I'm like, okay. I don't really care, but it's like the imbalance is like very annoying. And that was like a theme of our relationship, like over and over and over again, where there's like 52 million different qualifiers on like my end. Otherwise, I'm like, yeah, that was a really annoying thing to deal with, because then the perception is every time we talk publicly is always like, oh yeah, like Steven's a cheater and a liar and he's done these things. And Melina cheated and lied plenty of times in our relationship. I just don't give a fuck because I don't care.
Okay.
Like I remember one story where I don't know if these matter as much. Like I remember this time where Melina was like, I don't want you to hook up with this girl on the last day that you're there because we're gonna hang out the next day and it makes me feel weird. And I'm like, okay fine, whatever, stupid but sure. And then I don't, and then she calls me that night and she's like crying. This is like 4 years ago. She's like crying. She's like, oh my god, like I told you not to, and then I hooked up with two people and I'm so sorry and I cheated. And I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. I don't know why you care.
Is that the level of cheating? Weird.
It's like, we're in an open relationship. Why the fuck you care? I'm annoyed that I didn't last night. Like, who cares? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, but that was like, this is like the level of like stupid shit that is like existing on like both ends of my relationship. Like, what? Like, this is so fucking retarded. I will say how did you try that? Well, because eventually what happens is I would hide things. I would just like stop saying things. I would stop talking or whatever. Yeah.
Well,
something that this is like a boundary that I had from Melina when I let everybody mind into thinking that she still wanted to be married to me. This was like, I think one of the boundaries that I've been going forward. I was like, if we're going to do an open relationship, which I'm only going to do open relationships, okay? If we're going to do this going forward, here's the new rule. If we're apart, we can whoever we want, however we want, do whatever drugs we want, do whatever the we want, and then when we come back, or if we're communicating, we like tell the other partner, and that's it, full stop. And if you don't like that, it doesn't work. We're done. Because as soon as somebody tells you, like, oh yeah, well we're poly, but he can't sleep over too much, and they can only have 2 glasses of wine, and they can watch movies but not rom-coms, and as long as the girl isn't too old, and as long as blah blah, like as soon as you try to do like any open or poly shit, and there's like 50 million qualifiers, I'm like, this is retarded, because like every single thing is like set up to. So in my opinion, my uneducated opinion, because I've only done like one quasi-open poly relationship. If you're gonna do like an open relationship, there has to be like, if partners are getting like jealous or possessive or upset like that easily, then you have to be like, this is stupid. Like either don't do it at all, or like it's got to be completely open. Like it can't be like all the dumb rules. It's so stupid. In my opinion, that's what I think. I think is yeah. I think if you're gonna do like any type of shit like this, like both people have to be like very 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 secure in like everything going on. Yeah. In my opinion. It's one thing to say, don't be sleeping with people who hate you and trash talk. It's another thing to set weird pedantic boundaries. And frankly, you shouldn't need to set boundaries because decent people would follow them. Yes.
Not to say I'm on Mel's side. I think she's exaggerating the abuse, probably, where Destiny's now playing the abuse. I mean, I don't know why we're talking about it as if it's like abuse in general. I just think it's like a lot of immature, just dumb bullshit. That's how relationships are. They end, and then people will downplay the bad things that they do and upplay the bad things that the other person does. And it's not even necessarily intentional. It's almost like just very feelings based. So, Yeah, it's just kind of how it works. That's why you should keep it to your fucking self.
True. Well, kind of like have to. Like there are some things that might be worth like spelling out. I think.
I don't get the point of an open relationship. Like, I mean, I just like to do it so I can fuck other people. You know, I still, as a guy, especially, I enjoy the. I mean, like, listen, I wouldn't want to share my wife, so like, I wouldn't want to be in an open relationship because I couldn't do that. But like, I'd be fine. I could fuck other people without emotion. I don't care. But obviously, I couldn't let my wife do that. So that's one thing, and she doesn't want me to fuck other people, which is fine. I really don't care. But that's what it comes down to. Like, oh, I want to fuck other people. At least for me. I also feel like fundamentally, this isn't about Destiny. I think a lot of people are engaging in open relationships now because there's fewer friends that people have. So it's almost like instead of having some friends, people are just like, oh, these are the people I fucked. Like they're my friends with benefits. I think that's the new weird boundary people are drawing. So maybe people are doing open relationships as a lack of something else in their life. Maybe we have so many people with daddy issues that they don't want to leave the partner that they're with, so they overcommit and then they're like, oh, I don't really want to be with this person, so I'm going to subsidize the relationship. Or maybe that's a little projecting. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But I catch myself with what? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Now that you're afraid to talk, is it actually true that Melina slept with girls most of the time? I'm trying to think. Maybe because I was trying to share so many mutual friends with her.
Oh shit, that doesn't count, dude. Girls sleep with girls is not. It doesn't count. It's just not a thing. Okay, it's hot. That's not cheating.
It was true that like Melina didn't have an interest in like fucking a ton of people. For some reason, like the Red Pill people always thought that, like, oh, Melina's like out there fucking like so many people. No, that was a fight that bled over on a stream, and that fight was very real because it was very frustrating for me because like Melina could like hang out with guys or whatever, and she has no idea if she's gonna hook up with them or not, and then that means I can't hook up with anybody. And more often than not, she's not hooking up with them, and I'm just like, well, me, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, but I think that's actually pretty true of most women, even women that I talk to that are in poly relationships. Most women just don't f that much. It's pretty rare. Even for the women that I f, like, if I had to guess, this is wild to me, but if I had to guess, like the average body count of like the woman that I f, because I've started asking now that I'm in the Red Pill space, I'm just kind of curious. It's like probably like 7 or 8, which is wild to me because like, I'll be like hooking up with a woman. I'm like, you seem like you enjoy this like a lot. Like, when was the last guy you hooked up with? And they'll be like, oh, like I had really good sex with my boyfriend. He gave me off super well 2 years ago. I'm like, why would you not be on Tinder like every day? But yeah, but it's usually just like sometimes I go on Tinder, sometimes I'll find guys.
Women are weird, bro. Women are weird. Papa, I've always had a question about the R word. I get that you don't like it because of the ableism, but isn't it stupid? Just as disrespectful? No, not at all. No, it's a silly argument. Listen, stupid and the R slur are very different things, and we know this. Just first of all, intuitively. Second of all, nobody associates being stupid with somebody with like a disability. People might get called stupid that have disabilities, and that would be ableist, but it's not associated specifically with people with disabilities, right? The R slur explicitly is, it used to be a diagnosis for people with like intellectual and developmental disabilities, and it was used to be incredibly abusive to them, institutionalize them, neglect them. There was like physical and sexual abuse associated with it. My wife works with some people that I'm not prepared for this. My wife has worked with people before, and I can't be specific, but about that have some like traumas that are like completely neglected. Nobody ever really could do anything about it. And a lot of it's because they struggle to articulate themselves. It's a very different thing. It's the same thing as like I live on Long Island, so there's a lot of awesome racist Italians here. So a common theme from them will be to say something along the lines of like, oh, they'll use the N word and they'll say, no, it's nothing to do with black people. It just means that you're lazy. And it's just kind of a trying to retell or reclaim the word. Be like, no, it means you're lazy. It doesn't mean that you're a black, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, okay, but we know that's not necessarily true, right? We're trying to rewrite the word or reclaim the word in some capacity so that we could use it. So it is very different. Stupid and the R slur. It's not even close to the same.
The most common complaints I hear is usually they're kind of like either pushy, clingy, or just like weird. They're like fumbling on some dumb shit, and then they like lose interest for a month or two, and they just don't like have that much of a desire. It seems like even women that are super wired for sex, if you put it in front of them, they'll jump on it and they'll really take it, but they don't like go and seek it out. I have met a few women that do. I have met a few women who's like, hey, yeah, like I just 3 dudes, okay, let's go. But most girls, are even the ones in my circle are fucking way less than I would imagine. But it's probably just. If I had to guess, it's probably just that because there's like a bigger risk for women on the sex part, they just don't seek it out as much because it's like not worth the effort. Like also probably because for girls, like most new partners are not worth.
Maybe girls just have a different relationship with sex too. Maybe their sex drive is just different or manifest differently.
Worth it anyway, because for women, like most new partners suck. Like guys come like 98%.
Oh my god, if you're against the R slur, why do you use every other slur? Okay, I don't know why I read your fucking messages. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sitting here like, oh, what? Oh, do you have something actually relevant to say? You're just fucking trolling me.
Time and women come, and one night stands, isn't it? It's less than 50% of the time, I think. It's like cringe. So I don't know. You realize lots of women probably lie about it too when asked, right? Oh, true. My bad. Oh, actually, every woman I fuck probably has a body count of over 100. They're just lying all the time. True. My bad. Yeah.
Something on the slide. That's cool.
Was she not hooking up just so you would be able to? No, I just, like I said, I just don't think that most women just don't have the desire for it that much, which is, again, like I said, I think it kind of makes sense because most casual sex or one night stands for women is kind of shitty. Most sex happens in relationships, and it's just not worth like the risk or the gamble or like the effort to like dig through Tinder, go on a date with a dude, see if he's like creepy or pushy or weird, and then like, you know, it's just like not.
The fucking car place constantly calls me over and over again, like because they want me to get a service there, but like I don't go to the dealership anymore. I used to, but they fucked my car up, and there was the problem for like almost 2 weeks. Like they had to do like a basic. It was covered by my like insurance thing, like or whatever. But they had to do like an engine flush, and they did the engine flush, and then they fucking shot one of my spark plugs. So they gave me a problem about fixing it for free, even though they blew it. And then it took them over a week to fix it, even though they had fucked it up. And so I was like, "Why? Stop calling me. This pisses me off."
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think this happens because you were the first guy she's with that fucks with her? I don't know if I want to psychoanalyze Melina shit that much. Was your relationship poly or open? What even is the difference? Well, our relationship started as polyamorous, and then it definitely became open for reasons. And then I think it became polyamorous at some point, but I wasn't filled in on that. And then it became dead. Yeah.
Cool.
Kind of a, yeah. Wild ride, I would say. I wasn't always filled in on what exactly was going on with my relationship at any point in time, but yeah. What does a poly relationship mean? I think a poly relationship usually means you have romantic relationships with multiple people. Now, what that looks like in practice could be...
Destiny, did you and Brittany Simon ever do sex stuff? Just curious, genuinely. Curious about it.
You live with 2 or 3 partners at once or rotate houses?
Yeah, I think they took my blinker fluid, yeah, true.
Just be, you have strong emotional attachments to people you fuck frequently, or I don't know. Listen, it's all relationships, whatever you want them to be, okay?
Couple of more years, we won't be able to say damn or dang. What are you talking about? You guys are just fucking sitting here using the R slur all the time. I'm assuming you're a Destiny fan. That's fine, whatever. You guys are acting like it's a fucking like the slur apocalypse. Like we're taking away every slur that you could use. Okay, I still use all of them in private. I don't. Some of them. I think it's just like, hey, be a little bit more respectful and inclusive to people with intellectual developmental disability, especially higher support needed people. My relationship with that is like a little bit different because I've met people like that. I've gone to family parties. There's like there's family parties every once in a while at the houses that my wife supports. And so like I meet these people. I talk to the DSPs, the direct support professionals, the managers, and there's like some fucked up stories where like they'll be like, yeah, we're out with some people in the community. And they go to the mall a lot. Like that's easy for them to go. A lot of them can go there. They can do something. They can get something to eat. They can kind of like walk around. It's one of the very few things that they could actually like organize together. And especially young men will like snicker at them, laugh and snicker at them, and like call them the R slur. And it's like it upsets them. And then the DSP's like, yeah, it's fucking sucks. It's like, damn, like I don't want I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be part of that. Yeah.
So it's never bothered you at any point. No, I just don't care much about like. Here's the thing. This must apply to everybody. In some respects, I think I'm pretty.
I don't like that term either, the spaz term. I mean, I don't know if it's on the degree of the R slur, but I personally just don't like using that or anything like disparaging.
And then in other respects, I think I'm really normal, and I'm gaslighting myself. Here's the thing. This is what's worse to me than cheating. Okay, if I find out. Well, I say worse than cheating. But I don't care if you. So
the thing that's worse than cheating to me is like when my wife takes a poop and she doesn't let me inspect it first, because I feel like, what are you hiding? That's fucked up.
What I just don't want to find out is that you've been shitting on other people. That hurts me. I imagine it's got to be the same feeling as you getting cheated on. That's how it feels to me. Like if I.
What is my opinion on Twitter people considering homeless a slur? That's just dumb. It's not even real. I wouldn't even give any energy to that.
Find logs of you like talking a whole bunch of shit to me, and then when we're hanging out, you're like telling me that you love me, or you're like trying to be chill. That hurts. That's in my world. That's cheating. Like the fuck did you do this? Yeah. You ever see yourself being actually poly, like multiple romantic partners? I'm gonna be honest. One thing I've considered, if I could be like the poly side partner, maybe that would be like the perfect role for me. Because then
if I could be the cuck, that'd be perfect.
Those 2 people can go date whoever, and you just like tag me in for threesomes, or have the girl chill for a while. Maybe that's like my perfect role. Come hang out with me for a little bit, and get the fuck go hang out with your guy. Yeah.
I personally think you should get jealous again, and then in like 4 or 5 years we could do more content. It gives me something to talk about. I think it's fucking great, man.
If your partner fucks other people, genuinely curious.
I'm gonna debate you about.
I don't know. I wish I could explain it, but I just don't process the feeling. It's very hard for me to empathize on it. I think I can sympathize on it. But I get jealous if your partner fucks other people, genuinely curious. I don't know. I wish I could explain it, but I just don't process the feeling. It's very hard for me to empathize on it. I think I can sympathize on it.
Interesting.
But I don't know why I would. I don't know what the feeling is there.
I mean, I guess like a little bit of insecurity. Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. I wouldn't want my wife to fuck somebody else. Like, I guess I rationally know it wouldn't be better. I don't know. I just feel like I don't want her to be open, and I don't want to be open up to that either. You know, I love my wife a lot, but this is the thing. In my opinion, we all, and I think this, by the way, this is my fact, bitch. We all have so much love to give, and the more love that you give out to different people, the less you have for other people. So, like, when you have a kid, that's even an example. You have less time and attention and love to give to your partner. It doesn't mean you don't love them. And that's a big reason why we wanted to be not or monogamous, because when we have kids, we want to, we want to be 100% on that. But when you're talking to somebody else, giving them any level of attention, whether it's just sex or probably you're going to probably do a little more emotional stuff, because that's usually how the open relationships have worked, at least how it was worked for me in the past, or a poly relationship, cycled through like both of them in the same relationship, whatever, you get my point. There's a level of attentiveness that you're not going to give to your other partner. And so, like, I just wouldn't want to take that away from my wife, and I wouldn't want my wife to take any of that away from me. So,
Do you have a disorder? Yeah, it's called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Oh shit, I think he's faking it, to be honest with you.
What time is it? 9. Okay, I'm done by 10.
I wonder, Destiny, this is a real question. Did he love Melina? And is he, like, capable of love? That's not like a fuck you thing. I'm just genuinely curious, because I don't understand the concept of not getting jealous. So,
For sure. Would you cuddle with a woman on a one-night stand? XT, what is the main fun there? Being only fucked us on fun, so what's the thrill to seek for a female? First of all, I love cuddling. Okay, I'm on an expert level.
that's
okay?
fucking gay.
S-class cuddler. Okay, cuddle better than anybody ever been with. And I'll fuck you.
Ew, that's
Better than most of you been with. Maybe not everybody though. But yeah. No, cuddling and like being physically close and like chatting and shit, I think is fun. The ADHD meds made your marriage fail. Unironically, kind of yes, but that was kind of a good thing. Yeah. You're probably the little spoon too.
Oh, is that actually? I mean, maybe. I don't know. You're probably changed a little bit as a person, I could imagine. Like, my wife is on hormones, or like, not hormones. She's on like a couple of meds because we're trying to have kids. So it does change her mood. It doesn't change like anything else, luckily. But like, it can change some different things. She's a little more emotional, which just gives me more of an opportunity to be there for her. And this way, she'll never leave me, even if I do something horrible, because she knows no one will ever love her like I do. Better not leave me, because nobody will ever love you like I do. She'll be like, stop hitting me. Oh my God, please. And she'll start crying and be like, you don't. I said, you can't tell anybody, because nobody will ever love you like I do. So it's actually been a positive in our relationship for her to go on these meds. It's incredible stuff.
Not usually, but I will be. Bro, somebody wants a little spoon me? Hell yes. That feels awesome. Why would I not? Somebody's offering. Of course. I suppose most men are not that cuddly, so for one-night stands, seek some cuddly time must be rare. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I just don't think women are that interested in one-night stands, period. It's just not like or not that many are. Or it seems like the type of woman that is. They're either outside of my circles completely, or that's just an exceptional type of person that is looking for the woman's side.
That's fucking true as hell, brother. Goddamn right. I will continue to do so.
Oh.
I will continue in that.
I think that everyone has some level of possessiveness over their partner. Translation.
That's what I'm saying. She's really the one making me do this. That's what I'm fucking saying, dude. It's not even my fault.
Into exclusivity when you feel the bond more strongly. No, I mean, like, I'll have like levels of possessiveness. Like, I can feel levels of possessiveness. So like, here are like things I could vibe with. Let's say me and my partner say, oh my God, it would be so cool. Like, Interstellar is coming out in theaters like next week. We should go watch Interstellar. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's say my partner would go watch Interstellar with somebody else.
And then they watch it with somebody else instead. Yeah, that would fucking piss me off too.
I feel like, oh, well, that's kind of shitty. What the like, I can feel that. Like, I'm like,
so I guess he just doesn't care about sex. Okay. I mean, that's interesting.
This sucks. Do you get jealous over
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You have to take advantage of them when they're emotionally weak. Yes, that's the thing. Is like when a woman is an I gotta stop doing this. Holy fuck. When a woman is in an emotionally weak state, it's the best time for you to kind of be opportunistic on that. So you want to jump on that and you want to love bomb them and like give them as much stuff as they want. And this way they'll like forever be like grateful to you and loyal to you. And you can even stop at a certain point. And you actually should stop at a certain point. What you do is you do it for like probably a couple of months or even a years or so, and then you stop doing it, and they'll like question why you stopped, and then you just like it's
Sign 12
you're not the
super
same
chatted
anymore,
$1.99.
That's what you just
Destiny, have you ever loved before?
Exactly. Have you ever loved before, dude? But you just pull it away, and they're like, "What's happening? Why are you doing this?" It's like you don't deserve it anymore, and you don't even tell them why. You're just like, you know what you did. You know why? No, I don't. Yes, you do. You know. Relationship 101 right there, baby.
Anything? Yeah, of course. There would be things that I could imagine things like that I would get.
Imagine this is going to be used in like fucking court, and this obvious joke that I'm making. One day someone's going to be like, I know this fucking guy's crazy.
Or I'd not even imagine. Like, yeah, there are sometimes if like or if you want to hang out with your partner and like, well, actually, I want to go hang out with this person instead, or like, oh, well, Yeah, like I think that would, yeah, for sure, 100%. Why movies but not sex? I say it's like, damn, why would you want to fuck other than me? The same way you were like, why would you want to? Well, if we like schedule sex, so I'm like, hey, I really want to fuck tonight, and then your partner's like, I'm gonna go fuck the else night. Then I would probably feel really.
Papa God, when was the first time you knew you wanted to groom my wife? When I needed to get married to her for the insurance. I said I'm gonna become your groom. That's how I groomed her.
Shit, like the fuck. But like, if you're not like scheduling sex all the time, if you're not like, yeah. Yeah, imagine you tell your partner, do you want to do on the Rift? And they're like, I'm busy. And then you find out they're like, not even solo carrying, but they're doing it with another support.
That's fucked up, dude.
Like when Moon would go hide on his ult and do it with another AD carry.
Holy shit, dude.
Who's Diamond 1? Like, excuse me?
Dude, the worst is when mostly women play support and they get carried to like plat and they think that they're actually good at the game. It's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, obviously you're a loser, you know?
How do you ask a girl about / for an open relationship if you / her have never been in one before? I think that open relationships probably have to start at the beginning. I cannot imagine opening up a relationship without it always being a disaster. Well, It won't always be a disaster. You would either ask and then it would be okay, or
I would say that the one time where it would work out opening a relationship up is probably if you're older and you're in a different life phase and you've gone through a lot together. So it's one thing where it's like, oh, I've been with my girlfriend for a year. How do I open that up? Versus like, oh, I've been with my wife for 35 years and like that's a very different conversation because you still have that grounding. Which I think is a big deal. You still have that grounding with your partner of like, oh, we went through a lot together. Like, I know that this person's not going to leave me for somebody else because we went through so much. You can never recreate that experience with somebody else. So
you'd ask, and then your relationship would end if they don't want to do it because now you f it up. I feel like asking somebody if you want to do an open relationship is like going up to a girl and saying, I really want to f shit out of your best friend. Can we have a threesome? And if she's like, no, now you're. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a pretty cool idea, man. I like that. Oops, I accidentally sent your mom my dick.
You feel like your views on relationships or sex has become jaded over time? No, I don't think so. I like relationships. I love relationships. There's a reason why I've been dating basically every single month of my life since I was 17. Okay, I like being with people. I like having somebody to sleep next to. I like having somebody like when I walk in my apartment, I want to like touch somebody or give some kisses or I don't know. I think that having somebody around is like super ultimate, like ultra fulfilling. Like living alone for weeks and months and like not having like just another like warm cuddly body to share space with would drive me insane. I feel like I just sent like half of you down like a fucking suicide route. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but damn, yeah. Get a dog, or you can get a dog or a cat. There you go.
Nah, don't get dogs. I hate dogs.
Why does it have to be the same person? I mean, it doesn't have to be.
I don't hate them. They're just not my.
Hey, no, we're not doing this anymore. Repeating the same message 50 million fucking times. Okay. When did you realize that traditional relationships are not for you? One is just like a variety of people is really fun, and then two is I hate feeling like I'm like the sole source of somebody's certain type of attention. It is the most stressful thing in the world to me. If I feel like I'm the only person that can provide somebody's like romantic or sexual fulfillment, it's just like that's a lot of pressure because sometimes I get stuck.
I think Destiny has to schedule sex because he bottoms for his wife and he has to prep first. Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah.
Work. Sometimes like events are happening. Sometimes like shit. Sometimes on the mood. Sometimes whatever. It's just like too much. It's like way too much pressure for me.
I should have told Destiny when he was in here the dream I had that he sexually assaulted me that I had like 2 years ago. That I forgot I said that story until fucking August went and found it in like a Papa Gut moments out of context in the video.
Even when I go to like events and shit, like I'll DM like people are like listen because they're like, oh my god, like do you want to come hang out? And I'm like, listen,
weird,
maybe I'll show up, and if I do, okay, it'll be fun. And if I don't, just keep doing your thing, okay. But like if it's like having like multiple people relying on me for like emotional shit, that's just like a lot. I don't mind doing it when I can, but doing it like that's just oof, I don't think I do it. I think that does Vyvanse affect those feelings? Actually, unironically, yes. Let me say this. I will say this. Holy shit. If you have trouble maintaining focus or being attentive to a person when you're out to eat with them, bro, Vyvanse actually changed my life for that. Ironically enough, Melina's now addicted to TikTok. So when we were hanging out publicly, she was on her phone all the time. But I'm like zoned in. I'm like, hey.
Bro, I'm sure that Destiny is fucking addicted to his Twitter. Yeah, I mean, I used to be super addicted to TikTok. It was actually probably a good thing I got banned when I got banned because it helped like me stop constantly checking my phone. It's a consistent problem that I've had. So that's been much better than it used to be.
Hey, what's up? We can chill. We can chat.
I'm thinking about this. I'm surprised my wife fucking stayed with me. Jesus Christ, that was a lot to deal with. Holy fuck.
Got my phone like every 2 seconds. The Vyvanse unironically changed that a ton. That's like a relationship saver. I'm not even joking. Yeah, holy shit. So the Vyvanse also helped me with a lot of fights. I don't think I'm irritable. Like ADHD irritable, but maybe I am. I'm not sure. But being on Vyvanse when I was
probably is that when you. I've noticed irritability like when I'm doing something and my wife interrupts me, I'll get irritated. Apparently that is an ADHD thing. I try not to like blame too much. I try to blame anything on my ADHD. I try to like acknowledge it like, oh, is this a behavior I have because I have this thing? I don't like to go like, no, I can't control this thing because I fucking hate people who do that shit. There's like a difference between like acknowledging it and doing better versus like using it as an excuse. I fucking hate people who use it as an excuse. But is that when you kind of are you're in the middle of doing something and then somebody interrupts you and you get like fucking irritated? You're like, what the fuck?
The fights, you know how I feel like I need 6 hours to chill out, otherwise like, hey, I'm gonna lose it. And when I say lose it, I mean I'm gonna tell you to kill yourself, to pack your shit, get the out of here. I'm gonna stab us both. Like, I can't do this right now. You're fucking about it. I think sometimes people think when I say like I'm gonna lose it if I don't have time to chill, I think people are like I'm gonna be like, oh, like you're making me so upset right now. No,
so I have to go shopping after. Not like directly up to the second.
become unhinged, like super unhinged. I'm not joking. But on Vivant, I'm like super chill. I like see through. I can see through the Matrix. I'm like, yes.
Whoa, that's hot.
Oh, I guess. Oh, I can leak this fight. So many fights are so fucking stupid. The Matrix fight that I saw through when I first started. This was when I was on Cherry's Adderall. I think me and Melina were talking about something, and I realized because one of the things I suck at is words of affirmation. I'm so bad at this. Not only am I really bad at this, I don't.
That's like a big deal.
Value it at all. It means nothing to me. I hate them. I'm a way more action-oriented person. I just don't care. I don't care. Unless you want to give me like a meaningful compliment. Like when, like if you don't tell me something I worked hard on and you're like, good job on this, then I'm like, thank you. But yeah, like having a partner, it's like, oh, you're so handsome. It's like, yeah, obviously you think this. You're not gonna say I'm ugly, bitch. Yeah. But when I was on Vyvanse, it was easier for me to kind of like think about this more. I remember I was chatting with Mel in DMs, and I think I said something like, oh, like, hey, like I know that it's been rocky a little bit, blah, 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 but I just want to remind you, like, oh, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And after I said this, Mel looked at it, and Mel was like, you never say this to me. Why are you saying this right now? I can't believe you're just saying this about. It was like some shit. And I
mean, I can see why she'd get mad about that. I feel like that's like got to be a huge struggle is to date somebody, and then there's like a drastic change after you date them, whether it's going on or coming off some kind of a substance. Like even alcoholics, I imagine that if you date an alcoholic and they come off alcohol, they might be such a drastically different person, you may not even love them anymore. Weirdly enough, same thing with like a drug addict or somebody who just goes on medication. I understand that. You know, I understand. I could struggle with getting or giving compliments. I try very hard though. What's happened? Oh, that's not good. That's so annoying. My entire this is gonna be so annoying. Anyway, I could struggle with getting or giving compliments sometimes as well. So if you change so drastically, like in the past, maybe that's something he would say to be passive aggressive, whereas now it would be different. Dude, I swear to God. Oh, dude, I'm in the middle of this segment. Ooh, baby, in the middle of me doing the segment, like my recording crashed. So now I'm gonna have to download the actual fucking stream to get stuff out. This is so annoying, and everything that I just had it's gone. Ooh, it's baby. Gone. So frustrating.
And I looked at this, and for like 5 seconds, I was like, "What? This is why I don't ever fucking say shit to you. Everything's about." And I saw that, and I was like, "You know what? You're right. I understand you're upset, bro." The shit that I was like typing, and I looked at it afterwards. It was literally like the Neo picking the bullets out of it. I was like, I had no idea how I didn't lose my fucking mind there. Yeah. So the message being,
Jesus Christ, he seems to have quite a interesting reaction when he's angry. No,
like, I think
Bill Jensen. I don't know what that is.
I think it's if you do have ADHD, if you truly feel like it, and you're considering medication for relationship shit, unironically, I think it could be a game changer if you've got like big problems with that. Yeah, unironically. Do you ever think about what your relationship would look like if the internet wasn't showing all the time? I don't know. My relationship style would probably change, or maybe things would be different if it wasn't so public, or like so my life wasn't so like hectic. Although I will say, it's in one end it's like kind of annoying, and like people will look at my shit and they're like, oh my god, like people have made 5 million videos about your divorce, and oh my god, like everybody's talking about. And
hey, he's talking about it, dude. So I'm reacting to it. I didn't react to it until he had something to say. I actually said that. I'm like, I'm not gonna talk about it unless he talks about it. And he talked about it, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Let's have some fun.
It's like it's kind of annoying, but then in another end, bro, when I get into like drama or fights with people, and it's like, and they start like they're on their shit where they're like, well, I'm gonna reveal this shit, and it's like, you wanna get into a leak off, bro? What do you think you could possibly leak about me? Like, they know, like,
yeah, that's weird to me. Like, I've stopped interacting with some content creators, and that's just not a thing that I've done. I've never threatened it. I don't think I've ever had a threat to me either. It's just like, we're gonna stop talking, and we just do, and that's it. So I can appreciate that, I guess, at least.
My whole life is on the internet. Like, yeah, I don't know. So in that sense, it's a little bit relieving sometimes, because it's like, yeah, there's not like weird shit that's like lurking out there. And I also feel like if I dated somebody, I try to keep it secret. I feel like there'd be like a whole drama over like trying to uncover like, oh, who's he dating, or who's on the background, or who's this, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, I don't know. That just seems like it'd be frustrating. But also, I don't know if I did another relationship. I don't know if it would be public or not. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it. I'm not even thinking about relationships right now. Yeah, all that shit. When we're getting a Coomer BPD drama arc. Yeah, that's not happening. Coomer. Why do you want to have an open relationship with all the downsides? Because for me personally, almost all of those downsides are present in monogamous relationships, and none of the upsides are there. So why the f would I be in a close relationship? The biggest downside to an open relationship is feeling
like ADHD meds. I haven't taken meds since I was like 16. No, I don't take meds.
upset when your partner f***ing. I don't care about that. And then the biggest upside to an open relationship is getting people. A monogamous relationship don't have that. Why the fuck would I do a monogamous relationship?
I personally don't like I take medication for like my diabetes, which I'm trying to get under control. I don't like taking meds in general. I rather just go like, if I can deal with a problem, my ADHD, I don't want to go on a medication. I'd rather deal with it myself to the best of my ability. So
If you do date, would you break up sooner? I think if I did date, I think I'd try to find somebody closer by because the international shit makes things so complicated. It's so complicated.
I think Destiny should date a fucking black woman named Destiny. That's a stripper. What do you think about that?
Like, cause then you gotta marry people, get green cards, and like fly all over the world, and it's just like, it's so fucking annoying. I don't know if I would ever do that again. Also, fuck Europeans. Are you aware the casual way that you approach sex is psychologically destructive for women on a biochemistry level? Please look into the reaction of female brains have during sex. Pretty sure everybody makes whatever the tocin that shit is. We all make.
Yeah, everybody makes oxytocin, even men, but I think women make it a lot more than. I think women make more oxytocin.
Good dude, and a lot of different activities. Good luck. Would you say overall, would this entire relationship be a net positive or a net negative? The way that I view things is, as long as you're learning the whole time, then things are a net positive. As long as you're always learning about yourself and about things, then I think things are a net positive. Also, I think for Melina, Melina had a lot of really good traits, and there are a lot of things I enjoy about her, and I still.
But again, I do.
Maybe do.
But again, I do think there's a big difference, which she
I
also.
more with her than any other person in my life combined. I probably learned a lot about a ton of different things in relation to just like a lot of like drug stuff, a ton of like different like travel related stuff. I went to places and did things I probably never would have done before. Yeah, I think I appreciate all that.
Cool. All right. Cool. These pieces of shit are still watching me. You fucking assholes. God damn it, dude. Stop saying slurs in the chat. Stop saying slurs about me in the chat. How many people are watching this here? How do you check that? That's fucking crazy. I think it's kind of cool, actually. All jokes aside, this is pretty cool. Brittany calling Papa Gut. Oh, shit. What is this?
He's very sad. Let's see if he picks up.
What the fuck? I would have never known she was calling me unless I was on here. What the fuck, dude? This is crazy. My alerts are off because I'm alive. This is wild. Hold on. Hello?
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Oh, he picked up. He picked up, everybody.
I did. I have the streamer mode on. So I didn't even
Oh, yeah,
know.
me too. Does it stop you from getting calls?
I just didn't get an alert. The only reason I saw it is because apparently I'm on the DGG chat thing.
What?
Yeah, I'm like one of the embedded posts on his website.
What?
So I looked on there, and then somebody in the chat linked that you were trying to call me or something on your stream.
Shut up.
it was-
They're so freaky, bro. That's freaky.
It's fate, I think. It's a beautiful thing.
That's freaky. How are you doing? How are you doing after this morning?
What do you? I'm doing fine. Like, what do you mean that this morning? Like after like the
Just
stream?
The drama.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's funny. Not like, I
mean-
know it's upsetting, but like also I'm a little bit of a queen sometimes. So I'm like,
No, I mean, I don't know why the drama part of the internet's like, like drama? Like, bro, you can't just go around saying shit about people. Like, come on, let's have fun with it at least. Like, I just thought it was really funny this morning. I was like, I'm sitting here enjoying my anime and breakfast, and then people on my Discord are like, hey. Like, you know, people are in chat and Papa Gut's reacting to it. I was like, I need to hop back into chat because I had left to go eat food.
What's that, like the Reddit?
No, Destiny's showing up and saying I was BPD splitting, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I thought that was. I mean, it's not. I know it's upsetting for you. I was just like, oh, okay.
No, it's not. No,
it was a little drama for me.
hilarious.
It was fun. It was a little.
No, it's hilarious. You should milk that shit. You should put in the title. Say the bridge is burning all over again.
Yeah, Destiny joined to own Brittany Simon. Yeah, well, I guess
Before going to the dentist.
How are you
Fair.
feeling about that? Yeah, how are you feeling about it?
No, well, first of all, I don't lie about people, but you know, I just like, I can't handle, I will tell you, here's my bias. I don't like people who lie and who on content creation do this whole thing of like, I'm not lying, everything about me is in public. I'm like, oh, is it? So can I start talking about the stuff I know? Or no, would I be the bad guy for saying shit? So it's just funny. I just don't like it when men, whether it's Andrew Tate or Fresh and Fit or Sneeko or Destiny, play this game of like, they're always innocent and women are just crazy, which women are.
Yeah, that's based. I would personally listen. I don't know if what he said was anything super bad. You know, it seems like some drama that me personally, I wouldn't really like. I wouldn't make like my own video from your perspective of like, Destiny's a fucking.
No.
Yeah, I think you guys, you got some negative energy there, and I wouldn't really play into it or give into it. You know.
No, for sure. Like, I don't make like dedicated content, and I actually privated the videos we had done in the past together, except for the panel collabs.
Was that you and Destiny?
Yeah, because I usually do that. If a content creator and I are just like, it's too tension-y, I just private it. That's why I privated videos with Shoe on Head and ContraPoints and all these big YouTubers I've done collabs with, because like
you should have kept them up for the money.
No, it's not even worth it because like I feel like it also promotes because I'm really nice to him in those videos. Just like with Sneeko, I took down our
Who's that, Destiny?
podcast we did together. Yeah, because I know too much now about both Sneeko and Destiny I don't want my name associated with them as if I'm approving their behavior.
Oh, okay. I guess I get that.
So for my own reputation, I just want to make it clear that like I disapprove of their behavior. And I don't want the association. It's like, people are like, would you collab with Andrew Tate? And I'm like, would I collab with an alleged sex offender that I think is a sex predator?
Well, I don't know if Destiny's quite an Andrew Tate,
No. I never said he was close to Andrew Tate.
Oh, everyone somebody in the chat was saying
they lied.
I don't know what you had said. And
You're unhinged, bro. I said in relation to how they treat women in terms of like putting themselves always on a pedestal and they can never do anything wrong, but it's always the women who do something wrong, saying I treat women fairly, but then they're obviously like cheating on them. Not the sex trafficking part, obviously.
I would say, personally,
yeah.
I kind of get what you're saying. Like maybe he doesn't value women. I don't know if that is or isn't true.
No, it's not about valuing women. That's too black and white.
But it's about all I'm saying is that when you add the association of Andrew Tate, it sounds like you're trying to be a little bit inflammatory and pointed out of frustration,
But it's not. It was about Justin Waller. Do you know Justin Waller?
I have no idea who's that.
Justin Waller is somebody who actually is in the Tate sphere, but actually disagrees with Tate on a lot of his stances about women.
Okay.
And he still has a misogynistic like energy. But we were talking about why do women stay with cheaters, right? So like why do women stay?
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
So Justin Waller is pretty popular in this space. I think he's obviously not as bad as Andrew Tate. He's not like sex trafficking people. Okay. But it's like those conversations are the ones that I like to have, which is like, why do people who like serial cheat on their partners think that people might think they're liars, right? So my channel, obviously, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a person who's learned some things over time.
Okay.
But like, it's kind of interesting, right? Like, why do people try to pretend, like why do men specifically try to pretend like it's crazy for people to see them this way when they exhibit the behavior? Why do you think Andrew Tate thinks it's insane for people to think he might have sex trafficked women? Because he bragged about it.
Yeah.
Why would people think Destiny is a liar? Because he bragged about it. Why would they think he's a serial cheater? Because he bragged about it. So it's just like a disconnect that I don't understand in people's brains. Like you can't brag about something and then think people aren't going to think that thing about you, right?
I guess I get it. I personally would understand why someone would get offended being I understand where you're coming from with the relationship thing. I don't know too much about the cheating, so I can't speak too much about it. It sounds like a relationship boundary cheating rather than like traditional cheating.
Well, yeah, it's cheating. You can cheat. I was polyamorous for 10 years. Like you can cheat in a polyamorous relationship, right?
Yeah.
You set a boundary. You say like, tell me who you're being with, or you said it doesn't matter. Cheating just means you broke the contract. It means you made a promise and you lied, right?
Yeah,
that's what cheating is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought it was pretty funny the way you handled it. And also, your hair's looking great, friend. Your hair's looking great.
Listen, that's not true. My hair's fucking terrible. It's looking a little rough, but just okay. I'm not too self-conscious about it. It was just funny with the Destiny thing popping in there.
No, we love a bald man with a beard, bro. It's like a total Middle Eastern vibe. You're basically Arab. You're basically one of us.
I wish. I would love to be Arab. Okay.
There's great food and great music.
Yeah, I think the food would give me diarrhea, honestly. I already get
Stop it right now.
That would be fucking terrible, honestly. Okay, how are you feeling? Because it seemed like I'm surprised Destiny jump scared the chat, and then
I just think he's obviously going through something pretty intense right now, and I know that he is working through stuff, so it's easy to take it out on people. Look, I would love for him to talk to me about it, but that's the problem. Is like I see him as a content creator that I'm making content about, and I think he also absolutely made it seem like we were closer than we were, which really upsets me as a content creator because now it looks like I can't make content about a content creator, which is kind of weird because like I make content talking shit on Sneeko all the time and no one ever says like, why are you doing that? He's your friend. Like we're friends, like content creators are friends, bro. Everybody relax. So I feel kind of like
Did he make
annoyed,
it seem like that, or is that how the chat? Is that how the chat interpreted it?
No, he keeps saying like we were so close and I don't know why she would do this to me and I can't believe like she would like blah blah blah, and I'm like, this is so awkward, bro. Like I'm so confused on what's happening, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I think him just coming into chat and saying I was BPD splitting was just like another indicator of like his character. No offense.
You have BPD?
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, in remission since 2019 of November. Sure. I'm in maintenance mode. Okay, diagnosed in 2017. Thank you. Thank you. Worked really hard.
That wasn't sarcastic, just to be clear.
Yes, of course. No, I worked really hard at it. Yeah, no, and did you know people with BPD who get therapy, over 50% of them end up getting rid of their borderline personality disorder. So I hope to get re-diagnosed and find out I don't have it anymore. Maybe.
Interesting.
Possibly not, but maybe. Yeah, but DBT saves lives.
If you get de-diagnosed, are you on? If you get your diagnosis removed, does that mean you can't get access to medications that you might need access to?
BPD doesn't require medications. There's no medications for borderline.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So borderline is a abandonment related issue with high like emotional trauma as a child, like abandonment related trauma, feelings of shame, because growing up as a queer kid in a conservative home, like that's what my therapist is pretty sure it's from, because you have to figure out what it's from. And Dr. Case talked about this. Dr. Kirkondas talked about this. Like borderline personality disorder created by Dr. Marshall Linehan created DBT, who also has borderline. It is a very recoverable personality disorder, or it's easy to maintain. But the problem is a lot of the people on the internet who first don't even have it but claim they do set a bad precedent for it. And then people who don't get help, yeah, it's a big struggle. But I got therapy right away, so I was lucky.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah. I was really lucky. But there's no medications. It's just talk therapy. Don't know if you know anything about CBT or DBT, but it's just talk therapy.
That just sounds like weed to me.
I wish. I wish. Actually, can I say something about you really fast that I think is so impressive?
Yeah, you could say something about me that's unimpressive too. That doesn't matter.
No. I always tell my chat something about you that I think amazes me is like your neurodivergency, your ADHD and OCD. I don't know how you are so disciplined when it comes to work. And I wondered if your mother instilled habits in you as a young child.
Well, I don't know if I'm that disciplined when it comes to work, but yeah, my mom was very strict. Like I always talk about it. I grew up without a father, but my mother was very masculine. Like she's like a man. And I was in the Boy Scouts, like I'm an Eagle Scout, and my scoutmaster was a Vietnam War vet, so everything was very, very, very strict about how I operated, which is something I think I needed, like very rigid structure for myself. So I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that, because I've heard with ADHD, especially like instilling habits is like really key. And obviously you kill it at work, bro. You're always posting, you're on TikTok, you're live every day, basically. Like you are so disciplined. I look at you and think, okay, how can I be more like Papa Gut?
I guess so. I think I had like a little bit of an uptick in my work ethic last year was terrible. I think I would stream like every other day. I was just getting a lot of attention and making a lot of money doing my content. And then obviously, like last year, things got a little toxic with like who I was, talking with or associating with. And part of it's my fault too. Like it's not like, oh my god, everybody else is bad. Like I had a bad attitude. I thought my shit didn't stink, even when I was right. I would act like a piece of shit. So the last year has been like a little bit of a shift, and then I hit a pretty big low. And I decided that I'm going to start just being more consistent. So I've been streaming, I think, every day, doing clips on TikTok every day. And it's had a pretty positive impact. And just keeping that stable, I got back into a spot that I'm happy with. So,
that's amazing. TikToks is where I'm struggling the most. It's like I record my stuff, I make my clips, and then I'm like, okay, Brittany, make a TikTok. And I'm like, oh. I don't know if it's my fibro or if it's my own like neurodivergency that needs to chill or what, but like, holy crap, that's my next goal in 2024 is make a TikTok.
What's the issue with not making the TikTok that you have?
I just run out of spoons, honestly. I run out of energy. Like by the time I stream, because I stream 5 days a week now, and I work 7 days a week, right? As we all do. Okay. So like 5 days a week streaming, making clips, and then doing a podcast once a week. And then on the weekends, I do Discord events. So, and I take calls throughout the week.
Okay.
So the next thing is TikToks. Just post TikToks.
Do you make the shorts or the TikTok stuff, or?
I make everything, like myself.
Well, I mean, do you have the shorts already made for the TikTok?
Like
is the issue that that you're trying to find the energy to make the TikTok content, or is the issue that you would need to like physically make the actual TikTok?
Yeah, no. I just take clips from my stream. So the issue is like going in and finding a 60-second to 3-minute clip that I can put both on YouTube and on TikTok. And I always feel like I'm more digestible in long form. So I'm like, okay, Brittany, what's the 30 seconds or a minute long that's actually good for stream? And then you have to go and then you have to do it. So it's just like getting it together. But I know I can do it. It takes like an hour to put together enough TikToks and then post it on both websites and then get it up with all the right like tags and stuff. I just need to find the right momentum, because I have to sleep like 9 hours a day, then 2 hours to be a person, then I stream, and I'm like, okay, then we have to edit for clips, edit for YouTube, and it's just like it's a lot, when you're working multiple jobs. You know how it is though.
Yeah, I know how it is. And for me, my TikToks or my shorts are much easier because I usually will just react to actual TikToks and then post them on TikTok. That's for the most part. I will keep an eye on some different clips while if I think something is interesting, and I'll write them on like a notes at the side in case I want to do something. For the most part, I'm like reacting to TikToks. TikTok landscape has shifted a little bit, and so they're trying to make themselves more competitive in the video format, like longer form, so they have like medium form content.
Seven super chatted $1.24.
For the creator
Interesting.
fund. Yeah, the creator fund is now gone for anything under a minute, and they have a new creator fund that only monetizes things that are a minute and over.
Oh,
So
that might be my little forte right there, because I really feel like the 3-minute TikToks are probably better for my podcasts and stuff to, get people
like
over to
They're
YouTube.
pushing it a little bit more too, and it pays better. Not amazingly, but it seems to pay decently.
Okay.
I think somebody said they made like $600 on a video that hit like a 1.2 million.
Whoa.
So that was like an 8-minute video. But my understanding is the way that it works is as long as they watch, like there's one ad, I think you only get one ad on it. It doesn't matter how long your video is. It's just like based on the video. So if they click on your video, it's 1 million views. It's over a minute. They watch at least 5 seconds of it. It should count for money. I don't think that the length has anything to do with it. I could be wrong. So, but that's a market to consider, engaging into.
Okay, well, that's something to keep in mind. See, I just have to. Okay, 2024, baby, let's go. We have a few days here, and then I'll get on top of that. But yeah, I really admire your work ethic. I think it's a really good representation too of like people who do have those neurodivergent struggles. Like you're killing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't think I'm struggling too bad. I could be worse. There's a lot of people struggling worse than me. That's how I look at it.
For sure. Boogie being one of them, huh?
Yeah, that's certainly true. I'll tell you that.
I've loved your commentary on the Boogie stuff. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like it. Like I try not to do, when it comes to content, like I obviously make a lot of videos in general, but I try not to overdo it. So like if there's a new topic that's already like a new, he did a thing, I'll talk about it. But like at this point, I'm hoping to take a break for a little while on that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, people seem to like it. I think it's because I get a little riled up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it. I mean, I like your commentary a lot, and I like when you get really into it. And and I like when you even get like a little bit like combative, like when you were watching Adam 22 talk to that guy who allegedly didn't give money to the OF model, which I believe it's fake, but you believe it's real. And now I'm like, ooh.
I think it is fake now, and the biggest thing that sold me on it is that like you can only give like $200 at a time to a person. I think it's $200 a time, and he said he gave like 30 grand. So I was like, oh, okay, well that's a pretty big, if I had known that,
Yeah. Okay, see, that's interesting. I
just
love
think it's crazy to get a fucking tattoo of somebody. Or I just that is so weird to me. It's like get a permanent.
Would you get a tattoo of my face for 50 grand?
I don't think so. No.
What?
I don't think so.
What? You can get it removed.
It's not worth it to me.
Good point. I mean, that's fair, I guess. I believe it. I feel like people have done worse for less.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if you're somebody that loves tattoos a lot and you don't really care, I guess it doesn't matter. But to me, for us, like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Because why the fuck would anybody in their right mind do this? But I guess maybe he wasn't in his right mind.
Hey, what is the right mind? What is the right mind when you're got money in front of you?
That's true.
Oh, all right. Well, that's all I want to say hi about and send my love to the wives. The wife, not the wives. The wife.
Not anymore. Yeah, I will. And hopefully, you're not stressing too much. My wife likes you, by the way. So
I like her too. I watch your guys' podcast together. It's so funny. You're dynamic. My audience loves it, first of all, but it's so funny. Like my partner and I, we think you guys are just so cute.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And she likes you more than she likes Destiny. So if that makes you feel
better. Well, there we go. Win. I love being the chosen one.
There's your win. So
all right. I hope you have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.